Oh, that's got like a.
It's an interesting,
Yeah.
I know.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Nantucket Historic District Commission, January 6th, 4:03 p.m. This meeting is being audio-video recorded. Anything you say or share will be shown on the town's YouTube website. Please act accordingly. Let's see. The HDC receives comments from the public at HDC public comment at nantucket-ma.gov. Comments are due by 8 a.m. the Monday prior to the meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll be regular members, Sans, Ray, and Connie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Let's see. Commissioner discussion. Oh, this is actually just an announcement. I want to remind folks, as we stated before closing out the 2025, can you believe it? There'll be a change to the old business meeting hours. It'll be from 4 p.m. until no later than 7 p.m. And that'll be effective later this month, probably. What's the last old business in the month? Do you know?
I don't have that information.
But there's one towards the end, right?
Today's
like
the
the 28th.
6th.
Yeah.
Add 14 days to the 6th, right?
So we'll call it the last old business meeting of
20
January.
the 26th, I think, because the
Yeah.
20th is the oldest. 27th, yeah.
26th.
Okay.
So the 26th. And
27th.
that will be announced again as we go forward. Consents. Do we have any recusals?
I have a recusal for,
Angus?
yeah, for Evelyn Street. What's the new number for it? Number
Just,
10.
oh, hold on there, Buster. Let's keep good form. Just on recusals. Anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to call it out.
I'm just, yeah, in order to, yeah,
He's,
Are
it's
you?
my project. So
Okay.
It's,
And you
it's
also
number
want to
10.
call it out?
no,
Oh, okay. You don't have to announce which one. You can just say I got to recuse.
it's just one.
Okay, Carrie or Joe, any recusals on consent?
I do not see any on me.
Okay,
I
so-
have one.
Okay, so Carrie will sit. It'll be Abby, Val, myself, Connie, and Carrie. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve consent.
All in favor, actually, Val on your motion?
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Connie,
I,
Carrie,
I,
and I'm an aye. Okay, great. Consent with conditions. Any recusals?
Me.
Val. Anyone else?
Me, Joe Paul.
And Joe.
I
Okay.
wanted I was reviewed two Dukes and I'd like to add to that condition when we come to it.
On recusals.
I am fine.
Okay. So the board will be Angus, Abby, myself, Connie, and Carrie. Can we get a motion?
So moved.
Two Dukes, you want the vehicular gate?
Yeah, I
you wanna
wanted to
comment
add
on?
to that.
Okay.
Actually, could we just take
So
that off?
why don't you make a motion to hold Two Dukes Road?
So
number
moved.
14. Excellent.
Thank you.
It'll be the same board. On your motion,
I'm an aye.
Angus,
Aye.
Connie,
I,
Carrie,
I,
and I'm an aye. Okay, now on consent with conditions, is there a motion for approval?
Motion
Otherwise.
to approve consents with conditions.
With the exception of Two Dukes Road, on your motion, Angus,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
Carrie,
I,
and I'm an aye. And we'll go right to Two Dukes Road if Mirka is around, and if not, we'll see if we can pick her up later in the meeting. She is? She's not. Okay. Perhaps we could text her to let her know. Okay,
Let me see if I do.
okay. Just to inform them, they're not on consent. I don't see her.
I do.
Oh, she is late. She is here later in the evening. Okay. Signs. Can I get a motion to accept the sign committee's recommendations?
Motion to approve the sign committee's recommendations.
Okay, it'll be members here. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Regular members and Connie. Commissioner Q&A with. That's right.
Oh,
Commissioner,
I just texted you.
Commissioner Q&A with Preservation Planner. Does anyone have any questions on the comments that Holly has provided?
I have a comment, question.
Okay,
I believe it's 3 Baltimore. It's the block that the proposed hardscaping along the bike path in Nantucket. Is that 3 Baltimore?
Mr. Chair, I'm gonna stop Angus real short.
yeah,
And they they're gonna pull it off and because they have a problem with an easement, so they're gonna pull off the application. right
Never
now.
mind.
okay. Thank you, Kathy,
So, take your breath.
for that decisive response.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any other questions for Holly?
I do.
Connie?
I didn't see one for 81 Cliff. It should be below. Right. here.
2 Dukes Road.
No, no, no. The one.
Oh, the one that,
So I did notice on the agenda, I did have 81 Cliff as highlighted, but I actually did not review it. This was something that it's a contributing structure on the high, later end of our contributing status. You all have reviewed different things here and there on it over the last couple of years, and I didn't feel it really necessary to provide comments on it. So I apologize for that
No worries.
mistake.
Thank you.
okay, thanks, Holly. That seems reasonable to me. And it was add a pergola to a cabana, not a historic structure, so
Correct.
no biggie there. Okay, where does that leave us? Consent, conditions, consent, signs, oh my goodness. We're already on number 6. Carried over from new business of November 18th, 2025. Is Carrie Company here?
I'm looking for Chris. I don't think he's not online. I told him he had to attend the meeting.
Okay, so we'll hold that for a half hour.
I'll text him.
Call it 4:40. Oh, boy, that's giving me a crick in my neck. Let's see, that moves us on to new business of December 9th and 7 White Street. This was held, Matt is here. This was held over from December 9th for additional information. Sitting, myself, Val, Abby, Carrie, Connie. Alternates are Joe and Ray is not here. Matt, are you going to present?
I'd love to, Mr. Chair.
Okay, great.
All logged in.
Just while you're prepping, Mirica, 2 Dukes got pulled, so when we get to you later in the meeting, we'll have, okay? Sure.
Okay, yes, he's coming.
Matt, when you're ready.
It doesn't give me the option to share yet.
Thank you,
While
Val.
that's coming up, if I could, Mr. Chair, just
Yep.
give you a quick, was that me?
Sorry, Matt.
Oh,
He's on his way.
It's okay.
No worries. So while we're getting this up, first of all, Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you.
It's the last
Happy New
week we
Year.
can say it. After this, we can't. So you reviewed this, the board reviewed this previously. And I don't think anybody had a real issue with the main dwelling. I think the request was to see the existing structure that's on site and to provide some perspectives to show both its relationship to the proposed and also some photographs of the existing structure. I also just want to point out that that structure is an existing structure that we received HTC approval to edit and alter, but for the most part, we kept it, the massing the way it was, and really most of the windows and doors. So still not giving me the option to share. So if you want to share, you can share. No worries. Yep, now I got it. Okay. Thanks for your patience on that one. So we've got photographs of the existing structure, which I'm scrolling through now. So you can see it's a full 2-story structure. It's got a colonial revival front entry. As part of the approval for this structure, we omitted the front door surrounded trim, got rid of the roof walk and added a pent roof and a garage bay. So basically essentially made this into a garage / guest house. But again, the goal is to maintain the existing structure, not to demolish it. So anyways, that's a photograph of the existing structure as it stands today. These are the revisions. Here. Sorry, just going through here. I don't know what happened there.
Matt, I think the one that was the most telling was the two together.
The perspective, I'm just trying to pull that up right now, but I don't know what happened.
Matt, Dionis never looked so grand.
Dionis, I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
I hear you. Ew, a beach.
Bear with me here.
Not to besmirch Dionis, but
Anyways, I actually have printed copies for you. I don't know what happened.
right.
Well, you just showed it.
Yeah. easily perspective. I really don't know what happened.
Matt, just on this, has this been digitally submitted? We just don't have it available at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, so that, but the commission is viewing is on file. What is the commission viewing?
The existing house against what he's proposing for the main house.
Oh, this is the one we didn't have information on before or something.
Can we make
This is gonna
comment?
be on-
Hold on a sec. He's gonna walk us through it, right?
If I
You
can
might
find it.
Be able
briefly.
to not have to do that.
Well, I want to follow our process, so.
It kicked me out, so I'm sorry about that. But I don't think it's up. I just pulled it up again.
All right,
Sorry
let's
about
tee
that.
you up to join and share on the next one. And at this point,
It's up.
okay.
It's
you
sorry, it just
kindly
kicked me
direct
out.
staff.
That's
Yeah,
the old
apologies
one.
for that. So here are the perspectives. And that shows the proposed new dwelling on the left with the existing renovated dwelling on the right.
Okay, great.
And,
Are there any questions for Matt?
Yep. Is all the existing vegetation facing the cul-de-sac going away?
No. No.
Because right now it's working in your favor. You can't see that house.
Yeah, there is a landscape plan, which I don't believe it's been submitted yet, but the intent is to maintain the vegetation. And the house is actually set back pretty far from the cul-de-sac.
Right,
So, yeah, that's the plan.
okay.
And the existing structure is set back even further than the new proposed.
Right.
Okay, any other questions, Bill?
No.
All right, again, myself, Val, Abby, Carrie, Connie, who would like to begin?
I
Concerns?
will.
Val.
I just went out there. You can't see any of this. All you can see is the ends of the driveway, which
Yeah.
are like two. So my concern was my question, will there be vegetation to sort of mitigate the impact of the existing versus the proposed? Because it's so big and I don't think it's going to be seen by a whole lot of people. The end of a cul-de-sac way out there. So
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
All right, and just to make everyone aware, I actually had this on my review for consent list. And I didn't put it on consent simply because I thought you might not want to see it. But I didn't have any concerns with it. To me, it was fully consentable. To me, it was approvable, given the context of the main house, given the fact that both of these, I think, are more appropriate characteristics for that area than what was previously there. basically a bastardized 5-bay federal. Very odd for a rule setting. Who would like to go next?
I would like to go.
Gary?
I think this is appropriate, but I do just want to say that it wouldn't be appropriate if this were the new second dwelling, that a full 2-story second dwelling is not appropriate. And hopefully that, other people won't come and try to get a full 2-story second dwelling. That's my only point. But I think because it's a building that we're not demolishing, and the modifications that were made to make it appear more like a garage, I think helps us. But I just want it not to become a precedent for others.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? And if no one else, do we have a motion, please?
I just want to say I agree with Carrie that I'm glad it's not going to the landfill, but I don't want to set a precedence of 2-story buildings for garages, so.
Okay.
Just want to agree. Thank you.
And
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
awesome. On your motion,
I am an I.
Val,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
Ellen, and I. Carries unanimously.
Thank you very
Matt.
much. Sorry for the
We're
technical
on
issues.
to 6A Daffodil. Alex?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good to see you all.
Welcome back.
I have my friend here. He's gonna represent. He's doing hardscape at his house.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Luca, and I'm pretty much the owner of the property.
Get right up close to that, or you can
Yeah.
actually raise it up. Low down, there's an adjustment.
Hello, yeah, good.
Perfect.
So yeah, pretty much we would like to do 3 changes for existing setup. It would be like new fence on the back side of the yard, new driveway with a parking lot, and I think third part was enclosure for HVAC units. And I
Okay.
believe you guys should have everything on a file with the photos and.
All right. Any questions for Lucas?
Yeah, it was me that had it on my consent list, and I think more than anything, it's the height and the fact that the boards go horizontal instead of vertical. Having a fence isn't an issue. I just wasn't sure that it would be consentable, so I thought everybody should look at it. But what I have realized by going by there is this is between a property that was subdivided. It's not on the road.
And would you speak to visibility?
Based on that, I don't think it's gonna be that visible.
Okay, so screened or
Yeah.
more. Okay,
Definitely screened, but it's 8 feet. And that is concerning. We don't usually do an 8-foot.
all right. So what would you, as one of the members of the authority having jurisdiction, like to see there as appropriate?
I think not more than 6.
Not more than 6, and given its location and lack of visibility, you're okay with the style?
Yeah.
And we could append that to a motion if we get to that point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Can I say something
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, that's why you're here.
I just with all the density and the building going on, I think we may not see it now, but I think Val's first reaction to the vertical is, I mean, I just don't want to see this. So I think we'd be safer saying 6 feet and making it horizontal boards.
Vertical.
I believe it's
Sorry,
already-
vertical
Hold on,
boards.
hold on, hold on, Lucas.
Sorry, vertical boards
Okay, thank
instead
you.
of horizontal.
Angus?
I agree with
comments?
Abby.
Okay. Connie?
Yeah, I would be in favor of 6 feet vertical boards.
Okay. I'm with Val. I think that this could be easily addressed with not visible at time of inspection or thereafter, not visible being heavily screened. It's simple, it accomplishes the goal and makes it work. But that's just my opinion. What would we like to do?
Well, I'll make a motion, because this one involves screening, so I'll make a motion to have it 6 feet high and only vertical boards.
Okay, what it does involve is an exhibit A because unless you specify what the fence is gonna be, is it gonna be a typical board fence with a type 2 cap, or what's gonna happen so we don't just get those boards at that spacing rotated 90 degrees, unless that's what your proposal is.
Well, I haven't given it that much thought.
That's
so,
why I'm here.
Yeah,
What would you like it to be?
just simple board fence. I don't, so I'm just trying to think what is already around that area. Is it as formal to have caps or not?
It would not be inappropriate to have a 6-foot board fence, cedar board fence with a cap, number type 2 cap.
That would preserve the board.
And,
Okay, I'll add that to my motion.
okay, and does this, how long, what's the overall length?
85 feet.
So alternating sections, we'd be looking to have a binding material planted at each alternating section. Cut a half moon in the bottom of the fence, put the plant in between them. I recommend a climbing hydrangea. When I say I mean the HTC, and we're thinking about you, and we're thinking about fences in 10 years. Because if you use Baltic ivy, it's gonna rip that fence apart. Good job security, not good for the way the fence is look. Climbing hydrangea will grow up, it'll fill in, it'll flower, it'll be pretty, and it's all Nantucket stuff. You good with that?
If I may say,
Yeah.
we planned to have a cypress plant in front of the fence. That's why I wanted to say few years that fence would not be even visible, because before we used to have trees that were kind of like tilted, so it was like danger for neighbor and us, so we completely removed those and planning to plant the new ones.
I think that Abby's motion stepped ahead of you on that.
Okay.
Did we actually make a motion, or are we just talking about one? We're just talking about one, Val?
To clarify, the vegetation has to be between your fence and your neighbor, not on your side of the fence.
Okay.
So
But
It's a good neighbor policy.
before it was inside and the fence was on the backside. I have some photos here too.
okay,
I'll show you. And I
are
believe
there
you-
images in the submission?
Yes.
Okay, can we go to the image? Because what Val is, Commissioner Oliver is clarifying is that, well, she didn't say this, but you can always put plant material inside your fence.
Mm.
But what she's clarifying is on the outside of the fence, we're requesting binding materials so that your neighbor isn't looking if it's one neighbor at 85 feet of fence. That's
Right.
all. I don't know that having plant material on the inside is going to sway anyone. And since it's going to be obstructed in any event from view from your side, it seems like a vertical fence is the way to go, because you can get an approval and go out the door with it this evening. If you want to present more information, some precedent photos showing horizontal, and come back at a later date, you're welcome to do that too. How do you want to proceed?
So just want to also say that on the file, you guys have the photos of our inspirational, how it
Mhm.
would look. And then another thing too, we have a deck on the back side of the house that's kind of raised from the landscape grade, like 2 feet up. So when you're standing inside the house, you can pretty much see the yard of the neighbors. That's why we went for 8 feet height. And I'm not trying to make you guys approve me on this, and there is also some photos of that too. That's
Okay.
why.
Val, do you think this would benefit from a view? Looking at the grade change? I mean, I personally, I don't have a concern making exceptions where you have a topographical issue where the fence is not actually doing what the fence is intended to do, and it benefits.
But the
area.
trees aren't there that are there in the picture.
So we'll be able to see better, or?
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
So what's proposed is an 8-foot fence and the deck is 2 feet. And what we're voting on, I think, is a 6-foot fence.
Well, we don't actually have
Well-
a motion on the floor.
Well, so even if it's a 6-foot fence and you're standing, I just, no one's eyes are going to be higher than 6 feet, without a few exceptions.
Well, no, because it's higher inside the yard, so you're actually gonna be looking at a fence relative to the inside of the yard that's 4 feet tall. And there's a lot of people who are gonna see over that.
Can I?
We don't have,
Yeah.
we don't vote on what can be seen over. We're voting on whether it's appropriate given the context.
Can I?
So I think a view might be appropriate, Connie.
Or could we, would you consider the 6-foot fence with the lattice? You know, how it is actually currently, you know, how they put the lattice on top? That would make it, yeah.
A
or
5 and 1 would
Or
make
a
it-
6 and 1?
that's-
I'm just throwing that out,
Yeah,
sorry.
I think of you at this point.
I'm gonna
Let's go and look
retract
at it.
my motion.
Or do you want to try your motion?
Well, mine was to have a simple natural to weather 6-foot board fence with a cap with vegetation. What did you say? Every
Alternating section.
alternating sections and with the boards being vertical. That was my motion.
Okay. Um,
It's a
Yeah.
simple board.
Second the motion for discussion.
Yeah, please. I think the key with these fences, especially long lengths of them, is to make sure it's clear. The idea of the vegetation is for the neighbor. We don't care what you do on your side. But it's not fair for your neighbor to look at 85 feet of board fence, so.
Right. Fair enough. So we have a motion and Connie, you spoke, so I'm gonna have you on this too. And Abby, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? I'm a no. You're welcome to come back and request a view if you want to, if this is something where the investment in a fence at 6 feet is actually only gonna be 4 feet in your yard, but that's up to you. I was trying to avert that, but be that as it may.
I mean,
You currently have an approval. You can do a 6-foot fence with a cap, board fence cap, and plant material in alternating sections of binding plant material.
okay,
Okay?
yes.
And Alex will fill you in on the rest.
Is that a exhibit A? Do you want me to draw that up? Is
Yeah,
it-
gonna need to, well, we actually would write it up on the COA. And then on the drawings, just indicate the same information, X out the design and write it in. Okay?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Chris Carey is here for 5 Copper Lane.
All right, Lucas,
Thank you.
thank you. Let's see, Chris is here before the deadline. He's online.
it's right here.
Oh, he's right there. I didn't see him. Great. Chris,
Hi,
welcome.
Chris.
My name is Chris Carey.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
What do you got in front of us this evening?
So I just have a small ask here at 5 Copper. We're doing a renovation there. The clients have requested to change the shiplap on the front of the house underneath the deck to shingles. And that one window on the far right there, we're hoping to do some built-ins there and remove that window,
Okay, thank
simply
you.
put.
You guys have the comments from Holly and Val, this was yours.
I was just not sure that taking a window out and having just a blank wall was appropriate down there, so that's why I suggested other people weigh in.
Okay, thanks. So the board will be Angus, Abby, Val, myself, and Carrie.
Can I sit off this one?
You may.
Stephen,
I'm
we're
happy to
here
start.
too.
Angus.
Oh, it's Nikki.
Mickey, you guys got something?
Yeah, just briefly, we're okay with the shingle change. But we do feel that the window is going to leave a pretty big void and it's probably an old window should remain. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so it's going to be Angus.
I'm fine with the clapboard being switched back out for shingle. Evidently, it was shingle before, and I have issue with the removal of the window, especially facing the street. There would be a blank wall there, and so I would be in favor of keeping the window or at least having a blind window.
Okay,
Closed off on the inside.
Val.
That's a good solution.
So you agree with Angus?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, Carrie.
Nothing to add.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve as submitted, except that the, instead of the proposed window being removed, it becomes a blind window.
If necessary.
You know what that is.
Yeah, of course.
Or you can keep the window.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll probably, I would like to do a blind window then.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, you got that approval.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Next up, who's gonna,
That's,
you're
we
gonna
didn't.
do
So
it
that's
exhibit
the
A?
motion.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we should vote on it. Angus,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
should be another one. Joe? I'll catch you on the
Aye.
next one. too.
I'm an aye.
Thank you. And I'm an aye. Okay.
Thanks,
Carries.
Chris.
Right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Joe, Abby, are you back on?
Yep.
Okay. Joe, you're gonna be on the next one on this one rather.
Okay.
All right. We're back to our regularly scheduled events, One Chapel Street shutter color change.
Yes, Mr. Chair, the applicant is online, Courtney Nay.
All right, Courtney, why don't you briefly explain the color you want, and then we'll go from there. Boy, I wish I brought my specs tonight.
Courtney, you could just unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. I believe the color currently is Gardner Green, an approved color, and I would like to do the shutters and the door in Folger Blue, an approved color. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Just be aware, colors are one of our more challenging discussions along with fences. I hate to start the new year out with these
I
in the
know.
beginning. Val?
I hope you all love Folger Blue.
I had this on my consent list and yes, that's an approved color. It was so significantly different from what's there. I didn't want to make the decision myself, so I thought everybody could weigh in.
Okay, fair enough. Everybody is gonna be myself, Abby, Angus. Hold on one
Folger
second.
blue.
Hold on one second. Val and Joe. Okay, go ahead, Ab.
I didn't hear the color, but, yeah, Folger Blue does not look like what is circled there. Folger
tan.
Blue is a very hot, has a lot of what you call chroma
Oh,
in a color. And it's a very hot color. Like right now it's a dark green, I think. Recorded. I think it's going to, I don't know. Right now it's very subtle. And might be a little
I gather you think this color is inappropriate and you have a appropriate alternate?
reservations. No, I don't have an alternate at the
Okay,
moment.
so we'll see what else is floating around out there. Angus?
I'm fine with this application except to add the historical information about the date and the name of the house.
Okay. Val, I wasn't quite sure where you ended with it.
I really like blue. I just didn't want to make the decision myself because it's so significantly different. I wanted everybody to weigh in and see where they landed. So I'm okay with it.
Okay, so Val's good. Abby's come back to me. Angus is good. Joe?
Yeah, I agree with what's been said, and I believe that that's in alignment with what Holly mentioned as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's appropriate. I don't love it, but that's not my role. Let's see, Abby?
Oh, I'll go along with it. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. I think we are looking for someone to weigh in on a non-controversial motion here.
Motion to approve is submitted.
Can I second that for discussion?
You may.
Just to add the date and name of the structure onto the COA.
Which is on staff comments.
No. Val?
Motion to approve is submitted, adding the date of construction on the COA.
Sounds good. On your motion.
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Angus.
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. May I ask if any of you have a blue color that is not what some have considered as a huge change?
A little less chroma, as Abby might say. I think you're fine. You go with what's preferred. We have individual opinions and how we express them and so on and so forth, but you've got a unanimous vote. So
Okay.
rest assured that it's going to look beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to move on from Courtney's project to 100 Low Beach Road.
That's
Val
me.
Oliver.
Stephen, I had this on my list if you want to hear.
Okay, yeah, I'll call on you first and you will sit and Joe will sit. It'll be myself, Angus, Abby, Mossy G. J. Val, when you're ready.
Okay, this is an alteration to an existing structure circa 1975 on Low Beach Road. The idea is to add a little bit to the first floor and a little bit to the second floor and try and keep the height as low as we possibly can. So we kept what we're altering to be under the height of what's existing, which is 25 feet, more or less. Adding a few dormers, changing out windows. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Again, myself, Abby, Angus, Carrie, and Joe. Carrie, would you like to begin? Well, does anyone have any questions for Val first? Okay, there being no questions, Carrie?
Thanks. So I don't have a problem adding to the second floor of this building. It just seemed to me that on the north and south elevations, the addition gable forward was really sort of fighting with the main mass, and the linear nature of this house is sort of the whole character of this house. So to then create a new gable forward, it's fighting with it. And I just thought you can still get second floor space with the eave forward, north south. And you could even do a dormer on the south to get some higher headers. But I think
Hold
think,
on, Val.
sorry,
ahead,
I just
Carrie.
think on the north specifically that we shouldn't have all these this, at least the main new gable forward. It just overwhelms the existing. I think you could get away with it on the south because that's really not visible. But I think this building is so great in its long, sort of crazy, rambling way. It's very unique. And I think we should continue that.
May I make a comment?
Briefly.
The reason I made a gable forward there to give it more presence because I moved the front door there. So I wanted that to appear as if it's the main mass.
Yeah, I think more important is the mass versus the front door is happily wherever it wants to be on this house. I think it's really the massing that is its
Okay.
defining character.
And anything else, Carrie?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see, Joe.
Thanks. I've always liked this house. It's such an interesting example of additive massing. And I'd say for that reason, it's definitely eclectic. There's not a lot of, well, you're not going to see another house like this. I've been struggling, I guess, since Carrie mentioned the gable forward. I had no concerns when I looked at this originally, and certainly from the south side, that gable forward feels fine. I don't know. I think given the amount of what's happening here, I think I'm okay with it. I think it's appropriate to what's happening there. I hear what Carrie's saying, but I think the two-story existing mass still reads as the primary mass, even though we've got this gable coming forward there's just so much pushing and pulling happening here that I think that, and it's wrapped with a porch too, which if it was full 2-story, I don't think it would be appropriate. But I think the way that single story roof comes in front of it on the north, it's that it's appropriate. Those are my comments. But any changes to those existing gable dormers on the north elevation would be nice, or make those windows taller, something.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Let's see, Angus.
Thanks. So as much as there's sort of a rambling kind of quirkiness to this house, there's a clear hierarchy. The largest mass with the front door in it, and moving the front door from that, I think, changes the hierarchy. And then having a competing front-facing gable again confuses the eye and disturbs the hierarchy that's existing. So in short, I agree with Carrie's comments that there shouldn't be a competing mass that pops back up higher than the lower roof that comes off of the existing highest portion of the house, and certainly not a large gable that is higher than the existing main mass. Thank you.
Thank you. Abby?
Yeah, I think moving the front door causes a few more problems. Maybe that needs to have more punch to it, the front door. And possibly instead of making a larger dormer like that, maybe it could be a duplicate of the gang dormer so that it stays in proportion and doesn't, to start right now, it's a little overwhelming. So I would just duplicate that gang dormer on the north side, make it smaller.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, Carrie, Connie, Joe, I guess that leaves me. All right, Val, so I think that first of all, I think Abby's suggestion of duplicating the double is interesting one. I think otherwise, either the front door moves and the gable that's been introduced is not, well, I think no matter what happens, that gable needs to have the top plate lowered so that it's subservient in some regards, at least with respect to the top plate height, to the rest of the mass, because it does create a conflict in terms of the sense of hierarchy as proposed. And that conflict, I think, is heightened by relocating the front door as has been, but I think it could be approvable if the top plate was lowered. And I do think it would be interesting to see, said a different way than I just said it, to see the smaller dormers worked in over the door versus the single dormer with 2 windows. That's what we got. It sounds like we're gonna hold for revisions.
Did anybody mention the backside, the south?
Go ahead.
I guess this is okay. So in general, I think it's a bit over fenestrated, and it doesn't have the charm of the north with all the eclectic fenestrations. It looks a little more, almost too modern. And then introducing the wire fencing, not fencing, what is it called? Wire cable, yes, railing, yeah. It almost doesn't look like the same house. It looks like a different design or architecture. It doesn't have that same eclectic.
Can you move Sarah to the last couple pages?
Val, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I did some 3D renderings, which may help rather than looking at the flat. There is no more fenestration than what's there. So that's interesting.
I have one other comment since we're talking about the
Angus
south.
and then Carrie.
Just that I was more focused on the massing on the street side, on the north side, but on the south, I'm becoming more aware of the current light configuration, which I think might make it seem like there's the larger windows because the panes have gotten larger. The like the 12/12 is turning into 4 or 2/2. So that's another thing that changes the vibe of this, making it feel more modern.
Okay, Carrie, did you want to?
Well, my question was just on that south side, are the second floor windows in that gable as large as they're drawn in the proposed? Are those just the existing size? It's because that's throwing me off, I think, is that the second floor window, the gang of 3 is way bigger than the gang of 3 down below. If you go to the elevation, it's
They're two
clear.
different heights. One's a kitchen and one isn't, but they
Yeah.
are wider, so I will take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like we're looking for revisions. Fenestration is now one of the topics, and that may include the light configuration and or kind of rebalancing sizes visually. Fair enough? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to hold for revisions.
Okay, Angus, on your motion.
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Carrie,
I
Bill,
Aye.
and Ahmed, aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Val. 72 Monomoy. Mirka, we're gonna have you do 2 Dukes. And I feel comfortable with that, one, because we announced it, 2, because there was no one in the queue waiting for 2 Dukes, and if they were, they'd still be here. So why don't we pick up 2?
I think we can do this one.
You ready for 2 Dukes?
Yeah. I have it with me, so.
Will you be able to share? Okay,
If you
so
let me.
so then why don't we proceed with 72 Monomoy since
Sure.
it's up?
I can share that too.
And then as you're talking, you can multitask and get ready for 2 Dukes.
Thank you. I'm just getting on it here too. So.
Okay. Take your time. It's a new year, you know,
I know. It's only first week.
no issues, you know, starting out slow and
Right, I'm still hoping to share.
ramping up.
Yeah.
So myself, Angus, Abby, Val, and Connie.
Okay.
What one is it?
This is gonna be 72 Monomoy.
Mr. Chair, before you go any further, Parker Hewig has his hand raised, but
Uh,
I think
Be
it's-
ready.
Yeah, no, I know he's
Oh, okay.
legit.
He's legit. Parker, did you want to speak on 72 Monomoy?
No, I deeply apologize. I was late to join the meeting. I was earlier in the agenda under consent with conditions. I just want to make sure I did not miss anything. I apologize for interjecting this way.
Okay, so can he chat with you on the Zoom
He's
machine?
approved.
He's approved. You're approved. You can check in with the office tomorrow.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
Special reports. Don't worry about it. Okay. Mirka?
Yeah, I'm trying to, it should be popping up any minute. Yeah. It says it does. Okay, we just need to load it.
Goodness.
Dang. I am sharing. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, you see my son, so we are there. Okay. Okay, we got it. It just takes the time. It's a new year. It's coming up.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my darling.
You want to
And
tell
he was
us about your
7.
new year while we're waiting, or how do you want to
Oh,
spend the
I
time?
got certified in open water diving. Just, I know. It's
Abby
my new-
mentioned knowing someone who had a turkey that caught on fire.
Oh, no, no,
Yeah,
not
and
me.
they threw bourbon on it.
Yeah. Alive.
It was still alive, by the way. Are you ready?
I am not.
Because I can keep
sure.
going.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what is going on here. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
Oh, just don't touch anything. Okay, let's hope this doesn't. Okay, so this is the 72 Pokemon. And this is going to be a slow motion because I think it's like delayed. So it's the application for the small pool, plunge pool. Unfortunately, I guess, yeah, this is,
Oh.
yeah.
Do we have a copy of this?
I hope you do.
Can we?
You
put it
should
up?
have this.
It seems like your little mobile device isn't up to the task today.
It's a Wi-Fi.
It's a new year. Splurge, get a new device.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just be patient with me. It
No.
will happen for us.
Okay, the
hopefully.
magic is happening now on screen. Why
Yeah,
don't
I
you
know. I'm just
kindly
trying
let
to-
Sarah know what page? Oh, she's back up.
Yeah, it's still.
Okay,
me,
one more
but-
chance and then we're gonna move forward, okay?
Yeah, like it's just like I am on Wi-Fi and it's just taking its time somehow.
Yep.
It's okay. We are
All right,
speeding
so
up. It's
guys, please stop, everyone. Let's take a breath. Sarah, please bring it up. We're gonna proceed with what we have on file. And we can get on with the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it's just very behind delay. Not sure why.
Okay, you can stop sharing. Miraca,
Oh, okay, I'm in.
Miraca, come on,
Mm.
please.
I'm in.
Stop.
I'm in. It's working. It's working with real time. So we
Okay.
are in. We are back. Sorry for that. It's New Year. Happy. What is it? The 6th. Anyhow, so this application is its property is located at 72 Pocomo. I'm sorry, Monomoy.
72 Monomoy.
Which is right here. The little small plunge pool is located right there, which is definitely near the beach. But I included few existing situation. This is literally was taken before the snow. As you can see, there's an actual dune berm. You cannot see nothing what's happening on the ground behind it. So if I go to the size, it's a 7x13 spa with small little patio around. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Miraca?
So no grade change.
No grade change. Yeah, we cannot do that. Yeah,
And
So
it's
again-
within the 100-foot
Yes.
setback.
it's within the wetland setbacks. Yes,
Okay.
and it's just
Um,
been approved by Concom. If I may
Regular
just-
members in county. Who would like to begin?
I'm happy to
Concerns?
start.
I have
Angus?
no concerns.
Val has no concerns. Angus?
So Mirka is correct on all fronts here. This is very close proximity to a heavily walked shore. But because of the berm and the vegetation there, it's not possible to see this. So I'm fine with it as long as the berm and the vegetation remain intact.
Okay, thanks. Abby?
I'm a little concerned about the proximity to, you know, being near the property line with hardscaping and being so close to sort of the erosion area. Is there any way we could push that back and towards the house?
It's literally close enough to just be passing by. So the scale might be deceiving. It's 7x13. I have 5 feet from the house. No, I really don't feel comfortable to move it any closer to the house, which doesn't make any difference to, or the distance, in a distance from the beach. And as we discussed, it's in a dune wetland buffer, which cannot be touched. So there is no future disturbance expected, like this is not going to be visible. So yeah, I
Abby?
America, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Those squares that are around the plunge pool, what are those squares? Are those 20?
yeah, those are like 2x2 pavers.
2 by 2, okay.
Yeah, everything is bluestone on site, so we're just matching.
All right, thank you.
Connie?
I have no concerns with the pool caveat.
Thank you. Miraca, what is the vegetation parallel to the beach and the rear facade along the rear not the rear
You
property
mean,
line, but
just want to confirm, this would be this part of the buffer?
yeah, well, let's go to the image that shows the rear. It shows the double gables and the second story.
So it's,
And can we zoom in on that?
yeah, of course.
Way in? Yeah,
That's-
so it looks like there's
yeah.
fence and vegetation.
Yeah, so there are buffer of bayberries and beach grass. The beach grass is the pre-existing, and then buffer of bayberries which were planted at the beginning of this installation, which I believe so like it was
Okay, and
2019.
those are staying just for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. I have concerns about character and setting, primarily with, like people doing canning balls and stuff into the pool, but other than that,
It's a
and we
4
don't-
feet
we
deep.
don't involve ourselves in cannonballs. But I think the vegetation there is what makes a difference for me, and you stated that is going to be maintained or replicated. Okay, thank
Untouched,
you.
yeah.
Yep, I'm good with it. What do we want to do, folks? Maybe a motion that indicates that the existing vegetation will be maintained or replicated. On your motion, Angus.
Aye.
Abby?
No.
Abby's a no. Val?
Aye.
Connie?
Aye.
And I. So let the record reflect 4 in favor, 1 opposed, Abby Camp. And that's it for that one. And now we're on to 2 Dukes.
So you can see it in front of you. So this application is for the little vehicular gates at the entry, which I'm setting a little deep in, like 20 feet deep from the edge of the pavement. Everything else is approved untouched. So yeah, I was considering white gate. I have no problem if it's going to be natural, but it seems like there might be more concerns. So I'm here to hear them out.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair.
It'll be the regular members and Carrie and
Mr. Chair, sorry, I want to sit off this because I want to speak as a resident of Dukes Road.
okay, so you are not activated and Joe is up.
Thank
And
you.
Kathy?
That was what I said. Carrie had her hand raised.
Okay, thank you. So Joe is activated. Any questions for Mirka? And who would like to begin?
I'll begin because I was the one that pulled it off. I went down over there on my way over here, and so the lot is so changed. Now, I didn't even recognize the trees are gone. It's kind of a new, I don't know, you wouldn't know you were at the beginning of Duke's Road. And a couple of things bothered me, but pertaining to the gate, I think if definitely natural to weather, but if that could be pushed back closer to the cottage on the right, is that the cottage?
No, this is just a little generator path. That's just short fence. But if you are suggesting like pushing it somewhere like up there.
Yeah, something,
Yeah.
and something so it connects to the new vegetation, because
Yeah.
right now it's pretty raw.
It's a fresh
Um,
install. We've done it last summer, yes.
Right, and I know there's more vegetation going to be planted, but I would like to set the fence to work in with the vegetation and not just be out there
Okay.
by itself. Thank you.
Angus?
I want to speak, but are we going to hear from Carrie at the end or?
Yeah, we're going to hear from the public at the end.
Well, my drive down there was that I wasn't seeing gates for the whole length of Dukes, except for at the very end, and a smaller natural to weather
This, yeah.
gate. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the one.
that.
Yeah, I did the same this morning, just so because I
Yeah,
knew.
so
Bill
I mean,
Davis
and
does.
that's like if you go to the very end of the road, which is a bumpy one at this point. And so I think a gate is out of place, but I think that if it's natural and pushed back as far as you were sketching, it would be more acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, Val?
Yeah, pushback is good and natural to weather is great.
Let's see, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with Val. Natural to weather, pushed back. I feel like it's, even if it went halfway between where you've sketched it and where it is now, I would be comfortable with it, but I might be in the minority. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm push it back. That's where I am with it. Carrie?
Thank you. I just wanted to say that Dukes Road is very rural, and a white fence like this just sets us up at the very beginning of the road to be something that it's not. And I really do appreciate everybody saying push it back. And I think the setback line at the end of the tennis court there, where the orange line is, would be appropriate, because, and as well as to sort of mimic the one that's at the very end where it's so subtle, would be highly appreciated by everybody on Dukes. We are rural and this is not anymore, but I think the rest of the road can try to remain rural. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. What do we want to do, folks?
I'll make a motion to approve the gate as submitted, except that it's natural to weather and moves back to the, what-
Setback line? It's just
is
like
that
a
the
25 or
setback
35
line
feet, yeah,
that-
setback line.
that runs along the north side of the tennis court?
As reflected in your Exhibit A?
Exactly.
Excellent.
I
All right.
even emailed you this.
On your
sir.
motion,
Aye.
Abby?
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I could just second, just one
You
more
wanna-
thing I'd like to say on the conditions is that that the fence is relating to something like the tennis court and the turnaround of the driveway, so that the vegetation is on either side of the fence, so it sits well.
Yes, that's
It's not
correct.
just hanging out there.
And my
That's right.
suggestion is work that into the Exhibit A.
Yeah, I think what is suggested, this is all planted, the left side is all planted with the new native vegetation. The right side is still under construction, it's part of this. So yes, it all will be planted equally
Draw-
naturally.
We'll draw up some bubbles in there. Abby, go ahead and go to
Sure.
town with a green marker.
So we don't have
Val?
any plans.
Hmm?
We don't have any plans to work with? So she's, so she's going
Okay.
to.
So I can
Oh.
email this markup, if that's
Um,
okay.
Well,
I can
presents a minor challenge. Do you have a
can
tablet
send-
with a stylus? Hey, Joe. How you
Yes,
feeling
sir.
about how you feeling about an Exhibit A, brother? Put some
Sure.
fence back and put some growies around it that relate to some proximity aligning with the tennis court and so on and so forth. Right?
Yeah, or I
Sure.
could go to the office and do it.
Or if you're not comfortable with that, Abby will go in the office tomorrow morning and take care of that.
Well, I love that idea.
Okay, excellent. So the motion is by Angus, supported by Abby's Exhibit A. Angus, you're in favor, yes?
Yes.
Abby,
I'm an I.
Val,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Okay, look at that. And I'm an I too. Thank you. Okay, we are now on to 53 Nobadeer. Hey, good, Happy New Year, Andrew.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Welcome to the HDC. Are you gonna share?
I am.
Excellent. You know the drill.
I do. Yeah, there are several butter letters. How do you want to handle that, Kathy? Or
Well,
Mr.
what
Chair?
we're gonna do is we're gonna present you.
Okay.
We'll present. We will ask questions. We will discuss amongst ourselves our initial thoughts and comments so as not to be biased by comments from the public. We've read the letters.
Okay.
And if they want to supplement the letter information that they provided, they may do so. Noting that topics should ideally stick to those that the HDC has purview over, which is character setting, mass, and sizing, and not things like neighbors, short-term views, short-term rentals, and so on and so forth. Those could be viewed, God forbid, for someone on either side this went to appeal, to actually be contrary to the goals of whoever said whatever they said. So
Okay.
please stick to the HCC purview. We'll go from there.
Sounds great. I will try to keep this brief. I would encourage if people could look at the screen, it would be helpful. The application submitted is actually for 6/6 windows, but our client wanted to do 2/2 windows. So what I've represented here is that, well, obviously we submitted it already to HDC, but we couldn't substitute it in. So this is a house at 53 Nobadeer. I think everybody's probably pretty familiar with the area. This project proposed some unique challenges, if we're all being honest with ourselves. This part of Nobadeer is a very unique setting in Nantucket's context of many one-story cottages that were built over a period of time that has evolved and changed over the past 25 to 40 years with other structures being built there. We've tried to do a pretty successful job at documenting that context, showing the evolution of the area to support some of the things that we're providing in this application today. So I'm going to zoom in. This is an existing house, one of the abutters that wrote a letter, and they sold this piece of land to our client, carved it off. It is incredibly close to their existing house, but that is, we didn't create the property lines. That is how they were determined in order to create a shared septic systems and a whole host of other things. As we looked at this area, we decided to sort of step back and look at the broader context to gain a more of an understanding of how this neighborhood has evolved. At a time, yes, it was all one-story cottages with 14 to 16-foot ridge heights. That's not the neighborhood anymore. There's been many new homes built to the east and to the west that are two-story structures that have ridge heights that exceed 25, 26, and even 27 feet. We've used part of that as the inspiration for our structure. Our homeowner wants a second floor in the home. They did not want a one-story structure. So any second floor house is going to be anywhere between 23 and 27 feet ridge height from that standpoint. We've documented all of them below here. There are several that are sort of the salt box approach that we were inspired by that. We felt like that was appropriate, keeping a low eave towards the street side of Nobodere to maintain as much of that context as we possibly could. What's going on?
That was your time is rapidly coming to an end signal.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's new for me.
Yeah.
But, okay. I thought I was going fast.
We'll give you an extra 30 seconds. It's a new year.
30
It is
seconds.
an opportunity to remind people that as religiously as we possibly can, we're assigning a timer just because the HCC eats with its eyes, not its ears.
Okay, I'm going to go quicker. So
Okay.
we tried to keep a simple massing, single ridge heights. We tried to minimize dormers, not creating fussy houses like some of the ones across the street on the north side, and create something that we felt was more simple and appropriate. This is the approved Concom footprint we had to work in. We've worked along that. I think it's important to note that the side that abuts our neighbor, we have an eave height that is 6 and 7 feet off grade. We very much tried to bring that massing down lower, being respectful and mindful of that neighborhood context. And then the overall design, we think, is quite frankly pretty simple. It's a single ridge. It's about 42 feet long. This is an asymmetrical gable, much like many of the other homes have. The main house has an asymmetrical gable as well. There's very little fenestration on this abutting side to that neighbor. We were trying to be very mindful of that. Again, it's 6 feet here, 7 feet here, very, very low. We think very tasteful in the area. The water side, yes, there is more glass there. The view is spectacular, as there are on many of the other homes there. And we've tried to do our best here to do renderings that give you a sense of that context. So here's the house sitting here. You can see how low slung this is, abutting up against that neighbor. You can also see against a lot of the other houses in the area. This is not a large house. It's not super, super big. This is what you would see coming down the road. We put this one-story mass purposely forward to the road with the shed to break that scale down. And then from the water, you see the second floor. That's obvious, but you can even see the cottage here. It's all glass. All these houses along here are all glass on the view side. Natural trim, gray windows, parched chimneys, done.
Thank you. Appreciate that. The catch-up rebound. Okay, let's see. Any questions before we take the next step? Ray had this one reviewed. He's not here. Does any, why don't we do our initial comments? Go from there. It is going to be myself, Abby, Angus, Val, and Connie.
Again, the windows are different on the screen than they are on your screens. Just
Okay.
point that out.
Well, I'll start.
Thank you, Angus.
I appreciate all the context photos and the measurements and the documentation that was provided. I appreciate the simplicity of the structure compared to a lot of the new construction out there. If this were a street in the middle of the island, I would think about this a little bit differently. But as anyone who's gone out, Nobodere, it's just a low sweeping view along the shore, along the road. And the one-story houses have, yes, they do interrupt the view towards the water, but they are low and diminutive. And the issue with this is that it's 2 stories. Specifically, the chimney would want to move inside. But the two-storiness, I would rather see this reduced to the minimum two-story height of 22, 23 feet. And have less fenestration and bring down the south eave. In this great documentation, there's the view on page 24 showing the existing one-story building, and a thought of that almost blends in with the bluff and the horizon, but then to pop up a whole nother level really does interrupt that that view and that character and that setting. You know, it's unfortunate that we're getting two-story houses along that road, but I feel, you know, a lot less concerned about the north side of the road than the water side, the south side. And again, it's unfortunate there were two houses that were, you know, further down the way that that grew over the low slung, shallow pitch, one-story ranches that are sort of along that shore. The only other two-story houses are way back towards the west, almost towards the bend that sort of dog legs back towards Surfside Road, and they're high pines that sort of help mitigate that. But in this area where it's low vegetation and, you know, open sky and vegetation, it's too much to be a two-story with this design. Thank you.
Thank you, Angus. Abby?
So I have a couple concerns. I think 24 feet would be great. If you
It's
could bring it down.
24 feet,
24.9.
9.
I was thinking of scratching the 9.
There you go.
I think am I reading this correctly, that there's a recessed front door on Nobodere Ave? Is that
It's not recessed, Abby. It's just like a pergola piece that goes around it. It's not inset though into the mass.
so the front door does not sit
No.
deeper in
No.
than the front facade? Okay,
No.
I'm just reading it incorrectly. I agree with Angus about first of all, the chimney as designed is a little monolithic for this sort of, you know, on the beach atmosphere. I would, as Angus suggested, putting it inside would solve those problems, and it would get rid of another thing that's bothering me, are that the windows are so close to the chimney. It's just reading very modern. So if that chimney went inside or was a more traditional looking flue, I would be more accepting of the design. But that's all for now. Thanks.
Thank you. Phil?
There's a lot about this that I really truly appreciate: the simplicity, the salt box nature, which is so fitting out there. The attempt to make it as low as possible. I see the between the first floor and second floor is 10 feet. So you could take some out there and make it a little lower, perhaps lower the eave on the south and have a little pop-up dormer or something. But other than that, I feel it really is in keeping with the context. What's working against you, unfortunately, is I'm looking at the 3D overview, and everything right immediately next to you is one story. So other than just sort of making it as diminutive in height as possible, I think the simplicity factor and its presentation is pretty much in keeping out there. And I'm looking at photos of houses, and there's 3 that have outside chimneys, so I don't have as much of a concern about that. But great attempt there. Close.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but you did a really good job.
Thanks, Phil. Connie?
Yeah, I agree. I do appreciate the overall design. My two concerns, as already stated, are the height and the amount of fenestration.
Okay, thanks. Andrew, I think this is incredibly well done. I think it's overall appropriate, subject to two conditions. And I think it's not only appropriate, I think it's a nice design. Frankly, this type of amassing, subject to the two conditions, or really one, is, I think it's welcome in this area. It has kind of a historic attraction to it. Simple, the Quaker type stuff with additive massing. Having said, for me, the little one is the windows flanking the chimney, no go. I will comment on the chimney. I think this chimney is more appropriately done than 41 and 65 Nobodere Ave. And for me, the largest concern, and it underscores everything else I said, is the height. And I think if you can take, a foot and a half out of the overall height without really materially altering the presentation of the proportions of the stories to one another. I know you don't have much story on the second story, but you understand what I'm trying to convey. For me, this is approvable, but for subject to those changes. But for the lower slung homes immediately adjacent to you, I think it would be approvable.
Right. That's what I said. It was
So,
Yeah.
but we are looking, part of our charge is character and setting of the area,
Yep.
and, an abrupt change. There's some historic districts that you can't do more than a 20% increase over the average of the 5 neighboring homes or something like
Mhm.
that. We don't have that rule, but it's still something we're sensitive to the general concept.
Can I just get 2 points of clarification?
Yeah, please.
Everybody's commented on the windows tight to the chimney. If we thin up the chimney and create more space, those 2 windows are fine on the side,
I think
correct?
you'd have to present it. I don't want
Okay.
to speak for anybody,
Okay.
and
Fine. And we're good with the 2/2 windows, just,
I didn't hear any comments or concerns with
Well,
those.
because we don't have that.
Well, that's what he presented.
Okay.
Okay.
I was looking at my thing.
Ah.
Foolish
They
for
are.
me.
Do you have any concerns?
yeah.
Yeah.
Never foolish, Dale. Yeah,
6/6.
yeah. So Andrew, I guess I was the only one who heard you.
Yeah,
say
I'm
it's
sorry,
important
everybody.
You look at the screen because I'm presenting.
Yeah,
at
we
2/2.
presented, the client last minute asked us to please change to 2/2, which, by the way, there's a mix in that neighborhood. It feels equally appropriate. I would,
Can we scroll through the elevations before?
sure. So here's,
It does a lot for the presentation of the mass.
so here's the 6. There's the 2.
And can you zoom out so we have the contextual?
You want the renderings?
The renderings, I think, are wonderful tool.
There's the 2. And
It changes the nature of the whole design. It's so weird.
So speaking for myself, I'd prefer the smaller panes.
Okay, so Angus likes the little ones. Abby,
I'm a little pain person.
you're a little pain. I'm all about a little bit of pain, not a lot, but I prefer the larger lights. I think it's appropriate with respect to the scale and massing. Vale?
Different, I think.
Connie, how are you on the pain scale? Can we go back to, just zoom in a little bit on maybe the rear too, I think. Yeah, that's a good one to flip back and forth.
Yeah, I guess I'm indifferent. I'm
Indifferent.
leaning toward the bigger.
Well, I get it. You're near the water.
Okay. So you've got, it doesn't
Split.
sound like, yeah,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't sound like you've
Helpful.
got,
Thank you.
Opposition, at least, to the larger ones, other than Angus and maybe Abby. Not to diminish their individual.
we can't do this through
and
staff?
respective
No, not
roles.
gonna be possible.
No, unless you have a motion for revisions. How about Abby?
Oh, I'll make.
Mr. Chair, before you make the motion, I don't know if you wanted to hear from any of others.
Did they, I didn't know if anyone raised a hand because they have more to add to their submission.
Thomas Middleton has raised his
Hi,
hand.
Thomas. Is there something you want to add to, did you submit a letter?
He did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, is there something you'd like to add?
Yeah, no, I sort of understand what everybody's coming at. We're in 51, Nobadir family's been there a long time. And I guess my only issue is how close this is to the beach. It's not so much from our perspective, but as I said in my letter, we've moved our house back twice because of all the erosion and stuff, and we've had erosion out there recently. The Anglins who sold the house or sold the property chose not to do that, but as a result, this house is very, very close to the bluff. And I know that may be outside your purview, but nonetheless, from a view perspective, if you actually look, as I think Angus pointed out, if you walk down Surfside Beach, which I do every day, you don't really see many of the houses from the beach until you get into the, big Nonantum areas. And even in Nonantum, they're set back further. There are very few houses that are this close to the beach, to the bluff. And I think, we've all been fortunate to be out there for a long time and kind of maintaining our little 1,100 square foot salt box cottages, and change is change, and I get it. But most of the big houses have been built on the north side, not the south side, until you get to Nonantum. And I just think what this is sort of a precursor of, and it's, I'm not taking a stab at this in particular, but I just think it's a reality, is that, to some of the points Angus made, I think it's going to set a precedent. And I think as generations like ours are going to start turning over, we're going to see a Nobadir, this stretch of Nobadir that's going to look a whole lot more like the stretch of Nonantum. And maybe that's fine. But I do think it's always been kind of an area that's held on at least a little bit to its original roots, and had a different vibe and feel from the whole Nonantum and all the big stuff going up around it. So I know these guys are doing everything they can to, accommodate the client's needs and wishes and be respectful. I don't doubt that, but I do think this is precedent setting, just given how close it is to the water. You can look from the water view there and you see the Anglin's house and you see this house. You don't see our house and you don't see other houses. So I would just, make the point that I think this is the beginning of a pretty big transition that'll change that area.
Thank you. Anyone else?
No one else has raised their hands, Mr.
No
Chair.
one else? Okay. So we have a
I'll
motion.
make a motion, but just to whoever that was about, I would think about moving this back for just a reality check. I would think about where you're citing this. It just came to me. I have some friends that have moved their house twice, and it really is a big deal. It's erosion is a real thing. So I would think about that, but I'll make a motion to hold for revisions.
Thank you. On your motion,
I'm an aye.
Angus,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, Andrew, we look
Thank you all.
forward to
Good
seeing
night.
your revisions. All right, we are on to 12 Pine Tree. 12 Pine Tree.
And,
Right.
He's not online and I don't think he's here.
All right, so he's got a half an hour. We'll call it 6 o'clock.
Let's see.
And we'll move on to 7 Folger.
Is it Michael? Andrew?
I'm gonna sit on this because I knew
Michael's doing it.
customer who wrote the letter.
It's probably Michael.
Hey, did Andrew?
Michael was.
Oh, Michael's got it.
Michael, I've promoted you to panelist.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening, Michael. Happy New Year.
Happy New
and
Year.
We're ready when you are.
All right. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah, hang on one second,
Yep.
Michael.
And,
Sarah's-
Michael, get a little closer to your mic too.
No problem. How about now?
Just nuts.
Okay, let me know when I'm good to go.
We're ready when you are. Oh, thank you for dinner.
I don't know how much time I have on that clock, but I'll go for it and keep it brief.
Oh.
So we are back with the revision to a previously approved application at 7 Folger Lane. This garage structure way in the back of the property abutting Coffin Park was approved as a single-story garage with a basement for storage. Due to water table issues, we're really unable to build that lower level. So we're adding a sort of hybrid studio space above that's really for storage and some miscellaneous functions. The addition of this second floor obviously increased the building height, but we are maintaining the low slung feel, keeping a little porch off the side. We've tucked a stair for access along the back, and the overall building height proposed is about 23'10". The colors proposed are still cobblestone to match the house and the other structures approved in this property. And I have provided a side-by-side comparison of the previously approved garage with the studio above for the board's reference. I don't have that much else to add here. I know that there were some neighbors that sent letters to the board for consideration and some staff comments as well. So open to what the board feels.
Thanks, Michael.
You're
Our
welcome.
board, myself, Abby, Angus, Carrie, and Joe. Does anyone have any questions? Abby, you had this for consent. You want to
Yes,
comment?
I'd love to go first. I don't want to go on about where I walk my dog, but I walk my dog in Coffin Park.
Or I will.
Very briefly. And looking back, I think it was just today, I saw where the construction is going on, and you can see clearly, and part of going through the Coffin Park near the oldest house is that you are in a very natural setting. And originally this garage was just a single story, and now it's almost a 2-story building. And having, it's just giving a little respect to nature that you make a smaller building abutting the natural landscape instead of having something, larger. I think they got it right the first time. So I think the diminutive size was the right choice there. So I just want to say that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Joe?
I guess the easiest way to say it is that I have no concerns. I've walked this property before this project came up, and I know it's visible from inside Coffin Park. There's a lot of wetlands around, and I think that natural vegetation is going to buffer this. And the current house is a white trim, and it obviously doesn't extend as far back, but the trim color is all changing. So I don't think that it's gonna upset the experience of using Coffin Park when it's weathered. So I'm okay with it, and I appreciate that it's actually tucked in that corner, because that little footbridge that kind of gives the public a glimpse into the property, it's kind of tucked around the corner from that. So I think it's in probably the least visible spot in the back of that, and certainly not visible from the road anywhere. It's very internal. So I'm okay with it given the materials and its location. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, Carrie?
Thanks. I have an issue with the ridge height as a garage dwelling. It reads more of as a main house, and as it is in a natural setting and near the oldest house, I do think it was appropriate with sort of simple character with the original approval, but the character of this at this scale, I don't think is appropriate in its setting. I would love to see, as a reminder, the main house, but this has nothing to do with the main house and the architecture of that. So thank you.
Thank you. Angus?
Yeah, I was much happier with the previous proposal. This is taller and it's more, it's really tricked out with, balcony and outdoor stair and lots of fenestration. Um, uh, we approve things like this all the time, but not in this context. This is adjacent to the park that is shared with the oldest house, and it is a very rural setting, and this looks out of place there. I think the simpler additive massing of the east elevation, where there's just two windows and a shed roof. If you took away the busyness of the porch and balcony and outdoor stair, is more the look that I would be wanting to see from the park there. And so those are the things that would be a concern: is the overall height, the dormers, the outdoor stair, and the balcony. Thank you.
Thanks. I think that leaves me. Michael, I've got a, for me, what's going to be seen of this is the second story. And I think the north elevation is not inappropriate. It's simple. The west elevation, I think it would be more appropriate to have the east elevation facing outward towards the park. It reads more as an additive massing because it is. And to the extent you see anything on the first floor, it eliminates the extra fenestration, which might be a little bit out of character for a building of this size there. And if you can get 6 inches out of the height, I'd be good with that too. Those are my comments. Do we want to get a motion to hold for revisions?
I'll make a motion to hold for revisions.
Excellent. Thanks. Angus, on your motion?
Aye.
Abby?
Aye.
Let's see. Carrie? Joe?
Aye.
Carrie? Bob and I.
Oh, sorry, Stephen. I'm an I. My screen just went completely bonkers on me.
Uh-oh.
I didn't understand what was happening.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks for chiming back in though.
Sorry.
Okay, now we are on to.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. 13 William Street, new dwelling, Val Oliver. Good evening, Val.
Hi. This is a property that Stacy Davis, one of our local nurses, has, and she's hoping to put up a cottage so we can maybe house some hospital staff. In front of this property on Atlantic Avenue, coincidentally, happens to be all kinds of housing for the hospital, so it works really well there. It's not on the road in either direction behind structures. Given the size of the lot and the configuration, I know it's long and narrow, but I think we've done a really good job creating a dwelling unit that will fit into the area. The front is facing west, which is facing the parking of the existing hospital housing. And the rest is behind Stacy's house. So the north and the south, while being a little bit tall and skinny, I don't think that this is going to be seen from anywhere. I tried to provide pictures to show that. Hopefully you all went by to see the visibility from any direction. And it's going to be natural to weather, sand tone or white sash, black roof.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Sitting will be a little change in the lineup. Will be alternates Carrie and Joe. Does anyone have any questions for Val?
I have a weird question, but it has to do with what's going to be retained on the existing property. I take it this is a modular, and there is a parking lot in front of it, as you said, on Atlantic, is that where they're going to stage the drop-in of the modular? Because I think the vegetation on,
That far yet.
right, well, I just think the vegetation on Stacy's property could be highly disturbed and then maybe visible on that funny sort of rocket ship height proportion. I think on Atlantic, it's a good elevation.
Right.
But I think mitigating that, tall view. But otherwise, I think this fits in with the other hospital housing, as you say, Val, and good job, tight site.
Thanks.
Thanks, Carrie. Just on the crane, the crane company they can move this off from the Sparks Ave, rather the Williams Lane adjacent to Sparks Ave parking without any issues. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, if the vegetation gets replanted, it'll work.
Yeah, well, they'll come from above, so they typically, and you're talking about immediately adjacent on the property line?
Yeah, just the stuff that's mitigating the back of Stacy's house.
Yeah, Val, is there, I'll bring up a fence when we get to it. Let's see, Joe?
Stephen,
Yeah,
it's Mickey.
hey, go ahead.
Thank you. So,
WOHD.
Go ahead, Mickey.
I think it's within our zone, but I may be mistaken. But I don't have a lot to say. It's just that's tall and skinny as you can tell. Whether that's visible or not is the question. And then the windows and the elevation don't really seem to align with the floor plan. And I think where they're noted in the floor plan is more appropriate. I'm looking at the south elevation. And that's that. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, Joe?
Yeah, I think it is tall and skinny, but I do appreciate that you've changed the roof line. You've got a gable intersecting gables, and it's a little bit different than that house on there's an Old South Road that's kind of set back in that really looks like a two-story rail car. And this view from the parking lot is, I think, quite nice. I think given that it's layered, I'm okay with it. I think if it was on the street, then it would really be, I think the odd proportions would become a little bit unsettling, but I think given where it is, and it is definitely a challenging lot, but I think you've made something that feels cute, for lack of a better description. So I'm fine with it. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Angus?
Yeah, with this site, I think that, a lot of it is going to be obstructed from view. It's not typically something that would be approvable with its narrowness and height. But I did have a question about the north retaining. I see in the north elevation, there's like 3 stories, but I'm not really seeing what's happening with like where I'm not really seeing the rest of the picture in the rear or east elevation to the right at the neighbor's property. Through the chair,
Yeah, go ahead.
is there a where's the retaining for that, and what is grade to the north of this site?
Please come up to the mic and state your name for the record.
I'm Justin Brooks. I'm representing Stacy. If you look at the if you look at the French doors on the left facing north elevation, where the cars are parked are literally going to be the same elevation as the front door, but the grade drops right down to Brent Tartamili's property on the back. So the basement French doors are level with his driveway. So the retaining wall is just separating the parking in the front. It is a steep drop off. So if you walk out of those French doors out of the basement and you look to your left to the neighboring property, you would be level with their driveway.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No questions, but the rest of my comment would be that I believe that to a certain degree, that west front face is going to be visible. And we try to stay away from the negative massing. And I think some sort of arbor or something projecting out just a smidge. You've got planting growing or trellis adjacent to it, but I think it would help that negative massing situation if it were going around on that front main gable on the front facing west wall.
Anything else?
That's all. Thanks.
Thanks. Abby?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how you actually get to this house. Is it from Williams? Do you park at Williams and then walk to it, or?
We're still trying to work that out. But yes.
Okay. My only architectural objection is the tall, skinny building. You know, don't want to see that from anywhere. So I was wondering if that could be brought down to a story and a half. And I'm a little concerned about the grade change now, but hoping that gets resolved. So that's all I've got. Thanks.
Thanks. All right. So a couple of quick things. One, it's not a gotcha question, but I want to understand, where is the access to this? Is it going to be from the west?
From their house?
To where, how are they going to get to this thing?
We're hoping eventually it will be through the parking lot from the hospital, but technically right now they will park where Stacy's house is and we'll have some sort of walkway.
So which
Okay,
is Stacy's house?
Hold on a second. Stacy's is the one that is on the lower portion apparel adjacent to Sparks and Williams, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
A couple things, Val, just as a matter of practicality. What is the setbacks on this lot? What are the setbacks?
What?
What are the setbacks on the lot?
Write it down. Do you know? 5 feet?
Because it
On
looks
the
like,
side and the rear, and
it looks like it's closer than 5 feet. So I guess, so that's just, I'm just trying to understand. And then with respect to the retainage, basically bear with me. The north end of this house is also retaining. It's retaining the grade towards the parking lot, correct? Justin?
no.
The front door side,
Oh, I'm sorry, not, so I was trying to look at this. So this isn't organized on the site plan as the east and the west, the north, the north and a portion of the house along the parking area towards the north.
I think it's west facing.
West?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the front facing west, you step out of that front. Up the driveway.
Okay. So the northern edge of that side of the house,
Yeah.
the left side as you're facing it, basically that corner serves as part of a retaining wall. It's open below once you go around the corner.
Yes.
So the house itself is part of the retainage in a way.
Yes.
Okay. So because the grade change is so steep. Okay,
Yeah,
just want to make, just want to make sure I understood that. Goes way down. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I understood that. So I don't have a problem with the retainage. Makes perfect sense. It would have been good to have some topo lines transferred over, but I see them. And they're functional in the locus map if they had a couple of values assigned to them. Val, my concern with this is I think we're going to hold for a few revisions. Maybe not. I think that you could put a hinge point in this thing and follow the line that is on the east so that you are off the property line enough that you have legal egress, which is a 3-foot path. Unless there's an easement from I'm just looking at the practical aspects of this. Unless there's an easement from built in, you don't have legal egress. Needs to be a minimum of 3 feet wide under the building code. Just something I happen to know for some reason. So I guess what I'm looking at is I'm looking at that concept. I'm looking at the comments that were made by the commissioners. And I'm wondering, not unlike a couple of different homes, is if there's a way to just create a hinge point with connecting 2 of the modules so that you are following the 2-part angled property line and creating some more space for yourself. That's just a comment for you guys to look at going forward. I am, given the location of the structure, with respect to it being behind, the north face being behind, okay, so the north face is, how is the north? Bear with me, it's so confusing.
We'll put together a site plan with some topo and have Arthur do that.
So the south is facing Sparks and Williams.
Yes,
Okay.
facing the back of Stacy's house.
Okay, so given the north and the south and the extremely limited visibility by existing vegetation, the distance from the streets and the other existing structures, where I might be concerned about the tall rocket ship nature on the north and the south, I don't have a concern with those. If the design remains as it is, I don't have a concern with the negative space around the front door, given its distance from the street. And this is going to look like an ancillary structure at best. That wouldn't hurt to put a couple of little deciduous columnar trees in there. So I guess what I'm saying is maybe take a look at the layout. You may need to make some modifications, and otherwise I'm okay with it. And we'll go from there. We have a motion to hold for revisions.
I'd like to make a motion to hold for revisions, but also to have where the access to this house is. And, it would be nice to see if there are retaining walls, where those are and how tall they are. And could we just make sure about the setbacks?
So top of walls, and Val, if you could transfer over to your site plan that shows the walls, just the topo lines, so people will see how that relates. Okay. On your motion, Abby.
I'm an aye.
Angus?
Aye.
Carrie?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay. Thank you. I think it sounded further away than it was.
What?
I think it's closer than it sounded in the discussion, personally.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I might do a
I think you
Yeah.
should, because
Yeah.
you can't even see her house. Yeah.
Okay, so 13 Williams, we're off of, thank you for coming in. And we are now on 2 South Cambridge, Vale Oliver.
I was surprised this wasn't consent.
Well, that's a good way to lead in.
Presently, there's a small little dormer on the rear of this building, which faces the garage in back of it. What faces the road is the right and the front. The front faces Nantucket Road, the right faces South Cambridge. And we're just asking to expand the dormer on the second floor.
Okay. Let's see, are there any questions of the applicant's agent? Angus, do you want to comment since you had this on?
It was,
Oh, it was Abby?
yeah.
Abby, would you like to
I'm
comment?
just
since you had
trying,
this
I'm
on
just trying to,
consent?
I'm trying to find it, but, it just, so, the dormer, so the back of this house, it's right on, is it South Cambridge? Or what is the,
Yeah.
South Cambridge.
South Cambridge and Nantucket.
Right, so when you're coming down South Cambridge and you're headed for Nantucket, you see the back of this house clearly. I mean, it's very open. And it already has, if we could go to that, I guess it would be east.
An off-center dormer.
Yeah, it already has a kind of a strange back. And now adding to that makes it even stranger. So, and I had a question about, is that a shower in between the two dormers?
That's
Or
existing.
okay.
So Val, just, can I get a clarification first of all, because it seems to be, what, can we stay on that, and zoom out just a little bit, stay on with the dormers and the red line? No, down? Yep, so Val, what's changing is you're doing in addition to the dormer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Abby, go ahead, please.
No, I just, where are the two side by side? I'm trying to bring this up, but, I just thought it looked odder than it did before. So
Okay.
I was wondering if the two dormers couldn't be, the lower ones, I guess it's the first floor that seems strange. The top floor the second floor seems to be okay. It's the two dormers coming out of the main mast that I
The two
find
shed
peculiar.
roofs on the first floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are existing.
So you're just bumping out the second floor and that's one dormer?
Right.
You're making that
instead
one
of-
dormer?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't understand that when I was looking at it.
I keyed in on that right away.
You're so
Well,
clever.
I'm trying to help. That's all. That's why I'm here. So do you have concerns now that you understand that? Because the way it's drawn, it can be confusing.
Yeah, it is confusing, but no, I don't.
Okay. Does anyone have any concerns with this?
No.
Does anyone have a motion? Let's see. It will
I
be
have one comment.
one comment. Angus will have in a moment. It will be Connie and flip the coin, Carrie. Angus?
Yeah, I'm fine with the dormer. I don't have any concerns, but the windows preferably would have the vertical pane. So if you're getting new windows, I don't know if you're reusing existing windows, but if you're getting new windows, I'd rather see vertical panes. That's all.
I think we were trying to reuse what's there. but,
Gotcha.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sounds like we have a motion and they're gonna reuse windows.
Motion to approve as submitted.
Excellent. On your motion,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
and I'm an aye.
Thank you.
Just like that, we are on to One Mothball Way. Matt?
What?
Oh, no pizza.
Why?
Huh?
Doesn't exist.
Because it's a long.
We put it
night and a
off.
New Year.
You know, if you saw, I was the only place that delivers
Muse.
Old South pizza.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Jeez.
Yeah, any of it. Site plan's fine with the photographs. Sure.
So sitting on this will be regular board and Joe.
So with your permission, Mr. Chair, I'll get
Please.
started. So this is just a request for a demo move off. It's an existing dwelling. I think the original construction date's from 1969. It was renovated, I think, in the early 2000s or somewhere in that range. So it's not historic, and hope someone's going to be able to take it. But want to get that 6-month clock started.
Thanks, Matt. Where is this?
Mothball Way, it's in Cisco.
All the way at the end.
Ah, yes, my hunting grounds.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Does anyone, Joe will sit on this with the regular board. Does anyone have any concerns? Who is this for consent?
This was mine.
Angus, why
And
don't you
I,
speak?
when I see something before 75, it's contributing. And so I am fine with a move, but not the demo.
Okay, and I just want to point out, contributing structure is not determined by the fact that a survey company added it to the contributing list based upon the fact that it's 1975 or before. That is one of the reasons that one of the elements that the district was expanded, but it is not a determining factor for contributing status. So wait. Okay. Abby,
So this is
my
a
understanding.
demo move, but
Correct.
move. Okay, demo move, because it looks like the original one. So I just,
Oh, this is the demo mode. This is, oh, you're on the wrong thing. Sorry, wrong. We're on a different, keep going, go past us. We're in mothball, sorry.
See what happens when we don't eat our pizza?
Yeah, we get very
wait,
confused.
let's go here and then.
It's all that
mothball.
protein powder in the red sauce.
It was the purple sauce, okay, so they
Bear with us, man.
put it knitted together for housing or something.
And you folks at home while they chew peanuts and M&Ms. I apologize.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and there's the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Abby, would you like to continue?
Yeah, so no, I had them mixed up. This one I thought could be demoed. I mean, I hate to see it demoed, but it's a perfectly good looking house, but
Yeah, we'll advertise it.
Okay.
for you, Mr. Chair.
I would, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, Mel,
I have no concerns.
Joe,
I have no concerns. Thank you.
okay, and do we have a motion?
I'd motion to approve as submitted.
Okay, thank you. On your motion?
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Angus.
Aye.
I'm an aye.
Thank you very much.
All right, one mothball way. Actually, what I meant to say about contributing structures, the determining authority is the authority having jurisdiction, which is the Historic District Commission. That is the most accurate statement. Okay,
So we're not gonna see in the new.
new
design.
dormers, 8, no, is that 0 Wind Street? Yes. Hey,
Hi,
how goes it? Happy New Year.
good. Happy New Year to everybody here.
Thanks. You know the drill.
This isn't mine.
Yeah, this is Ethan.
Oh, Ethan.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know if you were up. I thought Robbie was like representing Ethan. I was like,
Robbie-
he's right there, but far be it from me.
Robbie, you're next. Okay, don't go far.
Ethan, are you going to continue brevity into 2026?
I'm gonna try to be quick before the music turns on.
Hmm.
So it's dormers.
Okay, we appreciate that. 0 Wind Street.
Oh.
Ethan says dormers. Okay, let's see. Questions for Ethan on the quote unquote dormers. Who had this? Abby Camp. Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, that's okay. I'll wait. I just wanted to see. Is there any comments? Mickey, you guys got anything?
It's outside the his district. I have the map on my phone.
We didn't look at it.
Highlighted it. Okay. Abby?
Can we put up the elevation that we're talking about, the front of it, please?
Yes. We will.
'Cause I'll show you my, yeah, so there's the original on the bottom that looks just like a Nantucket house. And then on the upper one is the change, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't, that dormer right next to the eave coming way down, just, it, I don't know, it doesn't have any aesthetic sense for me. I would either move it to the center of that plane, or I don't know how I'd put a dormer in there, but the way it's presented, I just don't, I think it looks odd. Thank you.
Thanks. Connie, you're gonna sit on this. Let's see, that's Abby. Angus?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the north elevation, a dormer or some sort of second floor addition would be more appropriate on the main mass and somewhat centered. And for this to be off center and in that secondary part of the structure, yeah, it's not really following the guidelines. The upside of this is that it's farthest away from the street and from the view. And the view from the west, I think it's going to be minimally visible and almost read like it's part of that main mass. And there, I believe that there's a building just to the north of this that so really sort of narrows that that perspective of the north elevation. So for me, there isn't really concern with that side, but the on the south side, I think there is a little bit more. Actually, it doesn't. It's a little confusing on the drawing because it looks like it might stick out, but it doesn't. Yeah, on the east elevation, it sort of hides behind. I would be happier if that dormer sort of disappeared a little bit more behind the rake of the main mass, either dropping or stepping back some so that it's not sort of poking out along the edge of the main roof.
Which dormer are you talking about?
Do you know what I mean? The
No.
south facing dormer on the east elevation.
You don't see it from anywhere.
There's from the street, you would see that coming out.
What do you want to do to it?
Oh, just pulling it up so that it's underneath the rake board of the main gable. So either dropping it a little bit and
Oh, I
or
get it. Yep.
stepping it back so that it's not like this line coming out from the main roof. That's all. Thanks.
Thanks. I just want to get a clarification on that with respect to visibility. Ethan, not showing in your locus, which by the way, I love your line work.
Yeah, thanks.
There's a home there with a pool in the backyard that is.
Yeah,
on
I
the-
designed that house too.
Okay, it's not showing on the locus, so it doesn't reflect that the visibility is limited.
If you go that photo, yeah, it's,
If you're looking at the locus for that
yeah,
perspective,
the locus, it doesn't,
just so you're aware.
yeah. It's right there in the locus, see
Dude,
it?
it's 2026. Update your locus.
No, it's right there, see it?
That's the assessors.
Yeah,
the
that's a
assessor.
locus.
No, I'm talking about your line drawing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I always look at. Okay, just so you're aware. Okay, let's see. Abby, you did not go yet. You
Yeah,
did?
yeah, I wanted to move the dormer towards the center.
Yes, thank you. Val.
I really don't think we're gonna see the one on the south at all. Because it is down behind the main mast. From what I can tell, looking at the pictures and the drawings. And then the other one on the north is a little peculiar, but how much of that are you really gonna see? It's just a few.
Well, I was just trying to line up the windows because I
Yeah,
figured it
I
looked
know.
stupid unaligned.
So I don't think I have as much of a concern, given where it is on this building.
Okay. Connie?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned with the south elevation at all. And it was just, I thought that the north elevation, that dormer looked just a little peculiar. I'm not sure if extending it. I understand lining up the windows, but yeah, I'm not sure about the north. But the south was fine or appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Ethan, it's peculiar. I want to see it.
What's that?
I want to see it. We're not going to see it, but I want to see it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like it's visible given the structure in front of it, but it'll be visible from Wind Street. And it might be like there's a tiny little space where you can see it, but I think you'd actually have to be looking through the second floor windows of the house in front of it to see this.
Yeah, and it's Mattocket Road. If you stop to see it, you get hit by another car.
Yeah, true. So there's that. And we got to be careful about that. That's an important point.
I guess it's.
It is peculiar. It's
But there are so
atypical.
many fun things on Nantucket.
Yeah,
that are
it's,
peculiar.
it's just on a federal style, I think it would even be perhaps appropriate.
Well, this house started out as a ranch and then I turned it into this and then we added the dormers.
I'm looking forward to the next set in the evolution. I think it might bring the
Well,
whole thing together.
My question is, go back to that other, north elevation.
Mhm. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, so what I could do is, I was trying to line up the windows because it looked, I figured that's what you want, otherwise.
No,
it's
don't
weird.
split that out. It's gonna look crazy.
You know what I
look,
mean?
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Everyone has spoken. What's the motion?
I'd make a motion to approve as submitted with the date added to the COA.
Based upon limited visibility?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
My date's not on there,
No.
1982.
You guys good?
Yeah.
All right, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm a no.
For the record, Abby is I'm a no. Okay. Thanks, Abby. We appreciate that, though.
Thank you, bye.
Okay. That moves us to 81 Cliff Road. Roddy,
Thank you. Hi,
you're here for a pent roof, I see.
I am.
Oh, there you go.
Pent up roof.
Pent up roof. Okay. Why don't you, when you're ready.
Sarah, if you could get us to the site plan, it's got a 3D rendering and pretty much sums it up. Probably the last thing in your scroll there.
All right, you guys, let's kick it up a notch. No dinner tonight. I don't want to go home at 8:30 with my belly crying for food.
Yeah, that'll do it if everybody can see it.
Connie, you were on that, right?
Yeah, so this was part of three separate applications, and the pent, everything was approved with consent except for the pent roof, which is on the back of the main house. And then the 3D rendering, it's in that furthest form away from you in the drawing, and it's over the I don't know if they're triple or 4 doors in a row. But apparently when the sun's setting in the west, as it usually does, it gets quite warm inside that space. So that's the location and that's the reason.
That's it?
That's pretty much it.
Oh, it said spa too.
Okay. Who had this on consent for review?
Angus, I think.
Angus, would you like
Oh,
to,
yeah.
the board will be on the numbers. Carrie sits as the alternate. And Angus, would you like to comment first?
Yeah, I'm not sure how high this pent roof is, but that's why I pulled it off the consent list, is that it just, the doors with the transom is fine, the doors with the pent roof is fine, but the doors with the transom and then the pent roof up above it, it just
Yeah.
seems oddly proportioned and high, and that's why I called it. It seems like the windows would be better above the pent roof than below. But anyway.
Okay. Let's see, Abby.
Personally, I would just do a pergola and not do a pent roof, like a little, what is it? It's like a hip.
Yeah.
I would just do a pergola because it's just adding to the height. Thank you.
Okay. Val?
Well, given this house exists and I don't think we can see this elevation, while peculiar, I think it's okay.
Thank you, Carrie.
I'm with Val. I don't think we're gonna see this.
I think you can make a motion, Val,
I make a motion to approve as submitted.
on your motion.
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
let's see, Angus,
I'm a no.
Abby,
I'm an aye.
and I'm an aye. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Look at that. No pent up, just a pent roof. Okay, three,
That was,
That got held.
Baltimore got held. Thank you for that. Now we're really moving along. 38 Chuck Hollow. New pergola.
Uri, I'm promoting you to panelist. Did you
All right,
want a screen
Uri.
share?
Chuck Hollow.
Uri, did you want a screen share?
38.
Yeah.
Those people.
No.
Uri, we're turning over a new leaf. Let's go.
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Good evening.
Did you want a
Are you-
screen share for Uri?
Guys, share the screen.
Yes.
Did Yes, no?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can share the screen in a second.
okay, thank you.
Okay. You can
Okay.
see it.
Yeah. This was the one
This
we
is what
spent a
we-
lot of time on.
Uh,
Tell us you fixed it the way we asked you to, so we can move this
So,
along.
yeah, pretty much what I did, I added the pergola in between, supported on these two posts that are not touching the either side.
Okay, and that matches
Oh.
what was previously approved, except for they're disconnected, but you can't see it from the street.
Disconnected and added those two posts, yeah, and you cannot see it.
Does anyone
Yeah.
have any questions? It will be regular members and Joe.
Should I go?
Yeah.
If it remains invisible, I'm okay with it. It's just atypical to have the sloping pergola as opposed to a horizontal one. But if the part of the motion is not seen in perpetuity, I'm fine with it.
Okay, I just want you to be aware this was a previous approval. The only change he's making is separating the structures so as to avoid a zoning issue.
So before they were separated, there was no pergola.
There was a pergola.
There
it
was
followed
pergola.
everything. The only difference from the original approval is that what you can't see unless you zoom in is the pergola is now disconnected and freestanding as opposed to part of the original structure. But that, not to take away from your point, but just to be clear for the other members.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else?
I think it needs another line at the top, just to,
Show the ridge.
yeah, because
Yeah.
right now they're. The northeast wind is
Hmm.
Good
Right
catch.
done. We're missing the ridge.
I
Okay,
didn't hear.
do we have a motion?
He didn't hear,
Motion
Mr. Chair.
Motion to approve is submitted.
Okay. On your motion.
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Angus,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, next.
So
This
the
was
rest
the
is
second part.
second part is the shed. I think it's this here. That's pretty much this part which was approved now is disconnected. So
Okay. So now we're approving the other part of the shed.
Mr. Chair, you had a sitting board on those.
Oh.
It's on the second page.
Oh, I
Flip
didn't see
over.
that. Thank you, Kathy.
On-
yeah.
On these next two, you had a sitting board.
So
This is just a technicality.
hold on one second,
It's
please.
just a raised not here.
Hold on. So it's gonna be myself, Abby, Val, Joe, and Carrie. And that's for the next two.
Yeah.
Okay, Val, go ahead.
It's because it was considered one shed before the way it
Mhm.
was, and they have to be separate for ground cover purposes. So the next two are just simply approving the two sheds as freestanding.
Correct.
Yep.
And do you want to
Yeah.
make a motion?
I could make a motion to approve both at the same time as
Okay.
submitted.
Let's see where your vote goes. On your motion,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
I'm an aye. Okay,
Okay, it was
just
easy.
like that.
Thank you.
You're right.
For both.
Yep.
Thank you for starting the year so smoothly.
Hopefully it'll continue.
Uh, From your lips to God's ears. All right,
Thank you. Bye.
Sophie,
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome.
Let's turn the page.
Oh, you're doing.
Okay. Oh my God, those M&Ms are killing me.
That's why I keep them on your side.
It's what makes it.
I know, but the sugar, I gave up sugar for,
Yeah. It kind of gives me a sore throat, but.
no,
For New Year's?
now that I'm
Yeah,
nearing
no more
70, I
sugar.
gotta watch my sugar intake.
You are not.
It's not that long away.
I don't.
Okay,
So 19 Sherburne, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with
Oh,
this
yeah.
area. But it's that stretch between Cliff and Kimball. You guys were just talking about 81 Cliff that kind of ramps up. And then they're following that, there are about 4 lots that really fall down from the
Mhm.
street. This is one of those. For years, it had a really small little picket fence and a for sale sign on it. So the house itself is being proposed to sit, it's actually 10 feet lower than the road right there. And the house that we're asking for is 2279 on the ground, but a relatively low ridge height for something that big. So 25 feet tall. So the idea is what you would see from the road that's up at elevation 41, if this is down at 29, is sort of like the top 15 feet of the house. So I thought that the sweeping eave lines would sort of bed it down there. And
thank you.
it's going to be sitting between 100, the street angles, so it's 140 to 150 feet back from the street. Wood roof, all wood windows, white trim, cottage corners, white shutters.
Thank you. Let's see.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Tori has her hand raised.
Tori, are you gonna speak on 19 Sherburne?
She represents one of the abutters.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. We're gonna do our initial comments after questions, and then we'll go to the public. Let's see, Val is not sitting. So it'll be Connie. And we're kind of squared up. Joe, pick a number between 1 and 20.
21.
Good one.
Joe can do
Carrie,
it.
You're sitting. You're sitting.
Great. Okay.
Where did Val go? Did she look you?
I think she had to take a bio break.
Okay.
Okay. Sophie, when you're ready.
Oh,
I think you're ready to make a motion, right? No one has any concerns. Teasing you. Anyone?
Well, so I'm kind of curious about what Tori has to say, but I looked at this and was fine with it. So now I'm curious.
Well,
as
the
to what-
reason we are not taking comments from the public is so that it is not
hi guys,
know.
I'm here.
presented as
I know.
persuading our authority having
So
jurisdiction.
I'm imagining it's something to do with it going lot line to lot line, but there's, I'm okay with this. The architecture.
Okay, Angus?
I don't have any concerns either.
Let's see, Connie.
I don't know, I think it's a very handsome building. I have no concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Carrie?
I was a little concerned about the lot line to lot line since there doesn't seem to be any on this side of the street, but considering nobody else has a care about it, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay, thanks. I think just given the presentation of the structure, it's not inappropriate to have, I mean, it's takes up a lot of the space, but I think it presents well. And I do note the setbacks are 10 feet on each side, so that's a 20-foot space overall. Tori, did you want to comment?
I would love to. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Sophie, as I believe you know, I represent the neighbors at 17 Sherburne Turnpike, and they've submitted a letter that I hope you all have been able to read in support of all of this. The only comment they had, which I believe they've spoken with Sophie about and or emailed about, is the, hold on, let me just focus on the specific language. The one suggestion that this is my clients at 17 saying, the one suggestion that we have for you and Sophie to consider is to pull south the north facing gable dormer by 2.5 feet. And I do have a diagram that he submitted with his letter that I believe Sophie has seen and I believe you've all seen. And he's continuing that this should not alter the flow within the house other than eliminating one hall closet, but would reduce the exterior massing considerably. Much was done on the south facing gable dormer. We think this will help create some spacing from the street view and not look like a wall of mass between our house and the newly proposed one. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Tori. Okay, believe I see what was being illustrated through the narrative.
Yeah, if you need me to share the visual he sent me, I can share that.
I think we're good.
Okay, great.
Good, everybody? Okay. Let's see.
I just have one comment.
Yeah.
On the front elevation, the east, I mean, overall, I think it's a handsome house, and this is such a minor detail. I feel funny even mentioning it, but the central shed dormer, it feels like that could slide down and sit on top of those windows. It just feels a little bit leggy, and I appreciate that those 4 light windows have a dropped head height and that they line up with the adjacent meeting rail. It just feels a little incongruent. That's because everything else just feels so well thought out. And I see other dormer relationships where the eave sits on top of the head casing, but this one being central just feels a little bit like it's lifting its head up. So I don't know if anybody else has that concern or if Sophie wants to speak to that.
Joe, you're talking about the shingle line above the windows? There's a couple shingles above the window.
Yeah, there's like 2 coursings of shingles above those triple 4 lights. And I think that whole shed dormer could just come down and sit on top of that. And I think that would be nice. It just feels a little bit stretched.
I agree.
May I
Excuse me.
speak to
Okay.
it?
Yeah, and I just want to point out, Joe, you did say 21 and the closest without going over highest number was 20. So Carrie is actually on this, but we appreciate
Oh, I thought I'd lost. Okay.
we appreciate your input.
So what I was just going to say that the headers of those is already like well below 6 feet. And so those windows are kind of, I was trying to have a counter there. So they'd be kind of like at your belly if we pushed it down any further.
Okay.
But
because the overall it's only a 25-foot house. So I already have really low, or, I could make the windows bigger if that would make Joe happy.
But Sophie, if there's a counter there.
You guys, one at a time, please. We're getting some crosstalk here.
Sorry,
Carrie?
sorry. I was just gonna say, if there's a bar counter there, you wouldn't be standing at the plate height anyways. You'd be standing 2 feet away.
So you'd want the windows to go like behind the counter?
No, the top of the dormer plate, the dormer plate. So the header of the dormer sits on top of the windows instead of having shingle courses above them.
So basically,
Oh, you just want the roof of it to come down, not
Yes,
the thing. Yes,
top-
I understand.
Your top plate becomes the header.
Yes.
The header becomes the top plate.
Understood.
So it just brings that down. Or you bring it up. Okay. No concerns with that from a programming side on your end, Sophie? Okay. No material. Okay. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Thank you.
I agree with what's been said.
Okay. Let's see. Connie.
I have no concern. Thank you.
Okay. Carrie?
Oh, yeah, I would make a motion if you want that.
Let's see what Angus, if he has anything, and then
Oh,
we'll go
whoops.
back to you.
I said no concerns, but I think with this east face, that's a really good suggestion of bringing the eave down to where we normally would want it. Just above just sitting on the head casing of the windows below.
Okay,
that-
thanks.
yeah.
Before you go, Carrie, I'm actually kind of like, I see your compositional, what's going on here, and we typically ask that and of people, and a lot of times we do because the dormer height, the top plate height is too tall relative to just general massing. And this structure, it doesn't strike me as such. I think I would prefer if it's lowered, that it's just by like a 6-inch amount. To avoid any perception of these triple windows floating in the dormer wall. We're so accustomed to it being, you know, the head casing being higher up. But I certainly don't have an issue with the concept of that Joe presented, and is basically what's on the dormer, reflected in the dormers on the
Sides.
north elevation.
Mhm.
Carrie, you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion to approve as submitted, except dropping the plate height on the dormer only on the front of that central piece.
Okay. And on your motion,
Aye.
Connie,
I,
Angus?
Aye.
Abby?
Aye.
And I'm an aye.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Troy has her hand raised.
Tori?
Hi, everybody. I understand you already went to motion and voted. I was trying to get your attention before that. Is there any conversation about the request for the small indentation on the side from the neighbor for the massing across both lots?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for checking, but that didn't come up as a concern in the
I heard.
discussion. Okay, now on to the guest house.
So this structure, I believe, will be entirely invisible from the road. I know you guys aren't a huge fan of the sort of open porches on the side, but I do believe that the main house will block it entirely from any visible way. The overall height is 23.2, and it is 565 square feet of enclosed space, everything to match: cottage corners, wood roof, wood windows, white trim.
Okay. Same board. Any questions for Sophie? Comments?
Sorry, is it a dwelling?
It is a guest house, yes.
Okay. No, I think it's cute, and I believe it when she says it'll be hidden by the main house.
You.
No, don't.
That's the lightning round, for God's sakes. Carrie, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Connie?
chimney is,
The chimney, I had it as stone
okay,
versus brick.
yeah, no concerns, thank you.
I question what type of stone. I didn't see a.
I can submit a photo. I was thinking not field stone, not thin, but I sort of tried to draw it accurately where
Like
it's
river stone?
not river stone. I can submit a photo if you guys want that. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it. I guess my concern is that in the aggregate, the face isn't almost perpendicular. There is some relief based upon the individual faces of the stone.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to make it look old, not
Okay.
modern in any way.
That's just because I've been seeing some stone out there that, and not on your projects, and I'm like, that's not Nantucket for sure. And it could be drawn this way, but it comes down to whether there is any relief on the individual faces of the stone or not. So you've answered the question.
Absolutely.
I'm satisfied. If no one has any concerns, I think it's time for a motion, please.
Motion to approve is submitted.
On your motion,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. And now we are on to the shed.
So the shed is the 199 square foot exemption. It's measuring not 10 by 20, but 11.8 by 17 feet. This is almost entirely lower than the road, so I think you'd be seeing just the sort of the roof structure. The landscape architect may decide actually like berm it into the hill there and bring it back to you guys in terms of how to treat the side that is facing Sherburne Turnpike.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any concerns,
Well, I have
Abby?
one question concern. What is the color of the doors?
It's proposed as white to match the main house.
Sorry, I just want to have a quick, where will we see? You saying we won't see it?
The side that you guys, well, I think you'll only see the roof, but the east elevation is the side that would face Sherburne Turnpike.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Motion?
No concerns. If no one else has concerns, I'm happy to make a motion.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Motion to approve as submitted.
On your motion.
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. So if you're all set, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Oh, you got one more? Oh, not Happy New Year yet. 78 Cliff, please go ahead.
So 70 Cliff is a corner, I'm sure you guys all know. It's right down from the ones we just talked about. It's a triple lot. It's a jumbo size lot. And given that all of these houses on Cliff are pretty close to the street, we thought that a gambrel might not only be low, but also give the illusion of being quite low, like a true story and a half. This is being proposed as cottage corners, wood roof, wood windows, 28, 26 on the ground. The elevation that is on Cliff Road is the north elevation, and the other elevation that is the east elevation that's on Dairy Moor. The other two, well, the south in particular, I do not feel will be visible.
Okay, thanks. Your alternates are Joe and Carrie. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any concerns?
I'm
The overall height of it is. I'm sorry, you guys can probably see that better than I can on this. I'm sorry.
I have a question when we come to it.
I think we're there.
I think we are.
We're at questions.
We're at your question.
Where'd Sophie go?
She's over there. She's looking at the height.
So,
It says 26 too.
listen,
Thank you.
so
Abby, go
we're
ahead.
talking about a new dwelling on the
Yes.
corner there?
Mm.
And this is the proposed, this,
So that's not the.
Yeah, this is Cliff.
So that would be the top elevation is the one you'd see from Cliff Road, and then the turn is what you would see on Dairy Moor.
okay. And this is a jumbo lot, you're saying?
Yes, 3 lots. The client purchased all 3.
Somebody made it in the stock market. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, I know what my question was. In the, on the site plan, it already shows a building there. Did we demo that or?
You guys did actually quite some time ago. The original owners, you guys granted permission for, I think it was demo and move off. We're really hopeful someone is taking the garage structure that's there, but you guys granted move demos on both the house and the garage.
Okay, got it. That was my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any concerns?
Yeah.
I have, yep, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Carrie, and then Angus.
Okay, thanks. I just think for such a large lot, this is very close to the road. And because it's new, it doesn't have to be. And I would just say, give it a little more space from the road. But then the other thing is that the front door and the side door, the massing is treated so similarly that it almost feels like a duplex. And I'm sure that's not what it wants to look like. So I would just say, maybe let's look at it, or maybe you could look at another way of treating that side entry and porch. So it's not so similar in feeling to the main entry.
Okay, thank you. Joe?
I think that's a really insightful comment from Carrie, because I was looking at the main mass and thinking that, even though it might sound counterintuitive, that maybe the main mast needs to get taller, the one with the roof walk on it, because it feels like there's not much ridge difference between that and the mass immediately to the right of it where the chimney is. And so and I think that if you looked at that, maybe a little bit of height variation, maybe the piece on the right drops slightly, and then looking at what Carrie just described, I think that would be really helpful. It did read as a duplex to me when I first saw it, and it took me a moment to figure out where the front door was. I mean, a quick moment, but I think that you could finesse the detailing on that end, as Carrie described.
Thanks.
That's it. Thanks.
Okay, let's see, Angus.
So I appreciate the details with the design. And yeah, this is a large lot, but it's like, it feels like it's getting walled off north, south, and east, west, from that Derrymore Road Cliff corner. And part of the, I think part of the responsibility of having a larger piece of land is having more land on the street. And if it were a very tight knit neighborhood, it would I would think differently about this encroachment on the corner as much as it is. But as you're leaving town and approaching this site, it looks like there are three different entries, and they're all very, pretty much the same height, and the same look with the porches and the doors. Yes, there is more, ornamentation and with the side lights in that, if you're looking at the north face on the left, but they pretty much all read the same. And so I would want to see more hierarchy and more telescoping without them popping back up with another virtually same size massing and detail, and somehow of buffering this a little bit from the road. It feels very imposing, and we're not seeing an elevation that I'd like to see an east elevation and a north elevation that show the whole lot, because it's not just the house, but then these other buildings, the future shed and the future garage, that sort of really create a wall along the road. And so, as well detailed as the structure is, I really feel like it's imposing in this setting. And so I won't really get into the details because that's really my main concern. Thank you.
Angus, I'm not sure I understood your last comment. You don't want to get into details because it's not.
Oh, like, particularly about windows or the roof walk or
Oh.
chimney or windows, or it's the massing that is more of a concern for me,
Gotcha.
and the siding.
Thank you.
Oh, and the last thing is the parking. Again, there's like all this land, and there's the parking right on the street. So it would be nice to get that off the street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sophie, I think that leaves me. I'm actually a little bit different minded. I think that this replicates a lot of what's going on a half a block away on Cliff Road along just past King's Way, I think it is, or King Street. All the structures there are pretty much the same distance, if not the same distance away from the street. And for me, I think part of the presentation of this structure, first of all, I understand Carrie's comments about the duplex. this is probably one of the fanciest duplex I've ever seen. And if it's a duplex, it's wonderful. And they are allowed in this zone, by the way. But I think given the scale of the structure, which is a human scale relative to the street, and its proximity to the street, and the landscaping that is inevitably going to be in place, I think this would be a handsome structure as it is. So those are my comments. It does sound like what we're looking for is a streetscape along both Darrymore and Cliff. And I think it'd be beneficial if you have the capacity to generate some perspectives with the landscaping and without.
Okay.
You know, we're not looking to hide anything, but you know, the walking by this structure may be beneficial, maybe not. And certainly take to heart all the comments the commissioners made, obviously anything that's a consensus view too. Abby?
Yeah, so I did have a question about the site plan, but I didn't go on the architecture, which I believe I would like to see this brought back from Cliff Road especially. And I think somebody said it's like creating a wall because it's so long. I think the two gambrels are a bit redundant. With the first one says it all on the corner, but I think it should taper off and not have another gambrel further down the line. I think somebody said hierarchy, and I agree with that. So I would like to see some changes, and I'll make that motion if you.
Yes, please. Motion for revisions.
Yeah.
On your motion?
I'm an aye.
Angus? Aye. Joe?
Aye.
Carrie?
Aye.
And I'm an aye.
Thank you.
All right, so now Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Okay. We are now on to one Paul Govett. Ben? Good evening, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Mr. Chair, before Ben starts, you do have an abutter who has his hand raised. I don't think he knows when to speak.
Okay. This is a name you recognize?
Yes,
Okay.
this is for one Puck of it.
And this is someone who submitted a letter or no?
He emailed Holly.
And that was in our,
No.
No? Okay.
no, that
I
didn't-
just want to understand.
that-
Yeah.
It was right before the meeting started.
Yeah, I
so-
mean, I read the emails, but I don't remember all the names.
No, not. that,
Okay,
but this
so,
gentleman.
and what is his name or her name?
Peter Ernst.
Hey, Peter, good evening. Are you going to speak on one Paul Govett?
Yes, just
Okay.
on one book of it, and I think it's about the new dwelling, the height.
Okay, great. So we'll, once we get to the new dwelling, we'll have our initial comments and then we'll look to you for your comments and then we'll proceed from there.
I'm gonna mute till then. Thank you.
Thank you. Ben, on the move off demo dwelling?
Yep, so the existing dwelling was built in 1986,
Yeah, turn up.
designed by the one and only Milton Rowland. And the Dolans owned it, I believe they bought it in the mid 90s and have used it since. But this project started as a renovation, but due to the floodplain issue, has to raise the building being 40 years old and having really no maintenance done to it. And other things, it became basically a tear down. So why not try to give it away as a move off instead and build something very similar but new? So we are asking for move out demo. As you know, we're in a very long move off or demolition by delay process. So there's going to be ample opportunity and there's already people calling about it. So we are very hopeful that it will be moved off.
Okay.
But we'd like to hold the ability to demolish it if we can get through our 6+ months of notification to get there. So with that, I'll leave it up to you.
Thanks, Ben. Let's see. I am actually going to recuse on this.
Do you want me to?
Are you buying it? I might.
Do you want me to, okay. Any questions?
About the demo?
Yeah.
No.
Who's the board? Let's see. we've got, we got Val
Mhm.
and we've got Angus, Connie, myself.
I think Joe should sit, sorry. if he's
Okay,
able.
Joe, can you
thank-
sit on this one? The demo?
Sure.
Actually, the next three.
Okay.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Thank you, Val.
Given the age of the structure and the fact that they're really gonna try to get someone to take it, I have no concerns.
Thank you, Val. Angus?
Ditto.
Connie?
No concerns.
And Joe Paul?
Yeah, no concerns. It looks like one that could actually be moved. So no
Do I hear
concerns.
a motion?
Motion to approve as submitted.
Thank you. On Angus's motion, Val?
Aye.
Connie?
Aye.
Angus on your motion?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
And myself, I'm an aye.
Just in the interest of consistency, Abby, would you mind going, chairing the next?
Sure.
one? No, the next two rather, on the same property.
Yeah. Do you want to do move shed or new dwelling?
New
We
dwelling.
did a new dwelling, sure.
Okay.
So like I said, this project did start out as a renovation. So the plans are actually almost formatted to kind of read as a renovation because the design is so similar to the existing structure. One major issue is the floodplain. Grade in this area is about elevation 4. We're required to meet the floodplain of elevation 8. And that's not the finished floor elevation, but the bottom of that finished floor. So the finished floor elevation is actually 9.2 or so. So that's a solid 4 feet, I guess, higher than the existing finished floor in this house. And that's a requirement that we can't avoid. So beyond that, the existing structure is probably from finished floor to bridge is probably about a foot taller maybe than the existing, but it's the meeting of the floodplain requirement that is bringing this building up. And that also requires quite a bit of stair work to access the building. So all of that is being accommodated, obviously within our setbacks. We are a corner lot, and the corner lot requires, I believe, a 10-foot setback on both sides, so Poggovett and Jefferson, which is again kind of hems us in with all these stairs. That's straight from Arcosparo's mouth, Val. So
I thought you could pick which side.
I thought so too until I was told not. So I think it's this zone specifically.
Do the front setback.
I have to respect both sides,
thought you
not
could
just
pick one.
one.
Oh, it's nice.
Only if
that
it's
they
a
have the
curved
setback.
road is it required to be on both sides.
Is that right? The
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so you know that corner on the corner of Poggovett and Jefferson, the building basically is placed exactly where it is now. So we're not getting any closer to the road on either side, but we are expanding the building northward towards the beach, I guess, by a couple feet. And of course backwards into the lot or down Poggovett Lane. But again, the architecture is incredibly similar. The format, the kind of T shape is incredibly similar. What's there, the low eave, hip roof surrounding the whole thing. Again, I have the as built and the proposed just to try to illustrate the similarities of these two structures. And with that, hopefully my timer didn't go off. So there you go.
Thank you. Okay, board members, same ones as the demo, please.
Yeah, Abby.
Yeah.
Abby, it's
Oh,
Mickey.
hey, Mickey, go ahead.
All right, thank you. So no real comments regarding the massing of the building in the character. It's very similar to the old one. Just a couple small details. On the second floor, there's a set of 4 French doors in a row. I think it's facing east. And that's a lot of glazing. It's more than what's there now. I think currently there's a single French door and a window. So it'd be probably better and look more appropriate for the neighborhood to have this single French door with a couple windows or a window on either side of it. And then the other comment is regarding the front door and the porch that the front door is off of. That's right on the corner of Pawgovet and Jefferson. And it's again, it's very similar to what is existing today, but it's a little bit narrower than the existing one. And it just feels kind of cramped. If that porch could get a little deeper somehow, that would be better. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mickey. Okay, board members. Val, you ready?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
I went down there today to check it out. You know, I think Ben's done a really good job of keeping this house pretty people are gonna go buy this and go, wait, that looks, like the house that was there. It's just been modified somewhat. I very much appreciate that. Yeah, it's expanding, but aside from the French doors on the east, maybe reduce the 4 to 3 or a double. I have no concerns.
Thank you, Val. Angus?
Yeah, I think this is definitely, this could almost get confused with the existing house. There are a few critical differences, though, I think, along Pawgovet that what was a bump out on a 2-window gable, that had 3 windows is now a long stretch with 5. And it's the way the massing is reading with it's like like the neighboring house further down the lane on the north side of the street, where there was a porch and it got, there's glass all in and it sort of feels like it got filled in. But this has the massing of a porch, but not really the fenestration. And I'm not sure that, filling all that in, glazing is going to help in the program or visibility along the street. But I feel like something needs to happen there, whether it's trellis filling in the void, but something I think needs to happen on that long stretch of just wall and windows. And also the door, the access changed. Before it was coming from the Jefferson Avenue side, and there was like a little porch and a door, and it really felt, even though the address is Pawgovet, it was felt like the front door was on Jefferson. And I feel like that's now been changed in a way that it doesn't really appear that there is a front door. Everything looks like a side or a back to this house. And I missed that. And I'm not sure with the elevation change and all of that, how you fix that, but I think there needs to be a clear entry that doesn't feel like a back porch. And I share the comments about the east elevation, about the French doors. It seems too much to have 4 panels on that one gable. So I would go with French doors with flanking windows with some shingle in between. And the balcony before was didn't come all the way up to that south wall. It was set back a fair amount, and I think that since the address is Pawgovet, that really acts sort of as the front, even though it doesn't really look or feel like it. But the balcony feels like that's this kind of thing that should be on the back of the house and not, coming right up to the face of it. So I'd want to see that put back a couple of feet, and that hip roof, it's just kind of floating. If you look at the south elevation, that roof just kind of comes along, and then it's like where it would normally return at the corner of the gable of the east and south. It just keeps on extending out into the porch. But then when you look at the east elevation, it's like it's coming along and just sort of hanging out at the porch railing. So I feel like that might get cleaned up by pulling the railing away and wrapping the hip around in some way that makes sense. Other than that, I appreciate pretty much keeping to the old plan and design. Thank you.
Thanks, Angus. Connie?
Yeah, I really don't have a lot more to add. The building is very similar to what was there. I appreciate that. And my really only concern is those 4 French doors. I agree, maybe 2 with side windows, I think would be more appropriate, but that's about it. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Joe Paul?
Yeah, thank you. The thing that jumped out to me was the entry, and I know it's been mentioned before, and so I won't get into it. I just think that it needs to feel not like a secondary door somehow. And then the other thing on the south elevation, which Angus kind of alluded to, the gable, the second floor gable that's there isn't expressed all the way through. We lose a corner board, and I feel like, I don't know if you want to scooch up to that or down to that elevation, but the south, all the other gables have the corner boards on both sides, but right here we go, right there. I feel like that if that gable came forward and encroached on the hip roof down below, might help to break up that kind of uniformity of that piece. And maybe then there's an opportunity to adjust the fenestration in the room on the first floor there, so that, I don't know if it takes on the feel of an enclosed porch, but it may be a way to deal with the entryway feeling like it's diminutive and kind of tucked in, and a way to resolve that, at least in my opinion, having the gable only have one side of the corner boards expressed just feels a little odd to me. I'd love to see that the entry porch get deeper. I don't know if that whole gable can shift to the right as you look at the south elevation, but for me, because it's a corner lot, and you used to have an entryway that was more visible, I think that's my primary concern are the west and the south and how those are resolved. I guess I have less of a concern about the second floor. I fully support the idea of French doors with flanking windows. I think that would be a huge improvement. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. So I agree with a lot that has been said, and I'll stay on that south elevation. Yeah, I think the front door is getting a little lost. And to Joe's point about that, maybe the gable, we do find that corner board and make that massing a little more interesting. It's a little bland on that south elevation. The thing that I wrote down was, I wish it had a little more sort of a summer cottage charm, like someone was alluding to maybe a sunroom or something to break up the monotonous gable forms. So I'd like to see that, and I agree about the set of 4 French doors and the two doors and that whole spread of balcony across. I mean, it's so obvious, it's an upside down house, but I mean, could we make that a little more subtle? So,
Madam Chair,
yeah.
before you make a motion, this project needs a elevation certificate. So-
Surveyors are tough to, does a survey have to issue those or can I get them somewhere?
I'm not quite sure. I'll have to ask
I
him.
can't get
We'll
a
reach out
surveyor
to
to move.
Holly. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Okay, we'll include that in a motion if someone will make.
Oh,
that.
actually, before you
make a-
also make a motion, the neighbor wanted to say something. Sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Who's the neighbor? Who's the neighbor?
It's
Through the
Peter
chair,
Ernst.
this is Peter
Oh,
Ernst.
Peter, hi.
Yeah, thank you so much. Through the chair, Peter Ernst, talking on behalf of 26 Jefferson. As I read this, I had a question about the height above the ridge, or the height of the ridge above the final grade is 29 feet, and the foundation height exposed is 32 inches, while absolutely adhering to the FEMA requirements to raise whatever structure is there. My question was really, what would the actual height have been if it was the existing structure? I think I heard that it's a foot higher than with the new dwelling versus the previous dwelling. I think I heard that earlier. I don't know though. I couldn't tell from the materials. My question is just, what's the appropriate height, given that I believe it exceeds the heights that would normally be approved, or certainly were discussed earlier on this call. And I appreciate HDC's consideration of all matters in building with Nantucket in mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter. What is what will be the final height of that with the, is it 29 feet or is it 29 feet plus 32 inches?
Right, so I have 4 feet between finished grade and finished floor. And that's to accommodate my floodplain. And then from finished floor to ridge height, I have essentially 25 feet.
Okay.
So if this house was built not in a floodplain, it would be about 26 and change tall, but or maybe 26 and a half. But because I'm in the floodplain, I've got an extra 3 feet essentially there to deal with.
Okay. Hope that answers Mr. Ernst's question.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Do I hear a motion to hope for revisions in the floodplain
The elevation
certification?
certificate, which you can get from your surveyor.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So moved.
So moved. Okay, on Angus's motion, Angus?
Aye.
Val?
Aye.
Connie?
Aye.
Joe Paul?
Aye.
And myself, I'm an aye.
We do have the little shed here. I mean,
Just to move it.
we can get out of the way now.
Motion to
hold it.
approve the shed moving.
We're just twisting it. 90
Aye.
degrees.
Tiny.
Aye.
Aye. Joe Paul on the shed.
Sure. Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Connie, you're an aye.
Aye. Yeah, I said aye. Val.
Thank you, Abby. All right, folks, we're on to 149 Main Street. Joe Paul.
That's me. I can
Joe,
share.
Did you
if
want
don't
to share?
mind.
Yep. Okay. Did you say yes, Joe?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
The shed? Oh, the
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, thank you. So these are some minor revisions to a renovation that we had previously approved. My client asked if we could change the painted chimney to the historic brick that was evident in one of the early photographs. And so that is one thing we're proposing. And we're also proposing to change the CMU foundation to a brick facing. It was actually approved as a poured concrete foundation with scoring to make it look like CMU. But what we would propose is a brick veneer with a shelf. And there was some evidence of there being brick at the existing porch. And Holly had asked if the brick on the chimney would match the foundation brick. And the answer to that question is yes. And then the other thing we were looking to revise is the porch columns. They're approved as these double columns. This is what's existing. and we are proposing them to be single columns. And then we have a fenestration change here. We've added a window to the gable end of the structure. So that is the summary of what we're looking for. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Does anyone have any questions on this? Okay, Mickey, you guys got anything on this?
We had no concerns.
Does anyone have any concerns?
I don't.
But
I do have
My-
one question.
Angus?
But there's just this collection of like craftsman style houses along this Lowell place. And the thing that one of the character defining elements is this concrete block. And the best examples are the ones that have that texture to them. And I think that it's I would almost rather see it just poured concrete than to switch to brick from the block. I think the block really is character defining for it, and so that's what I'd rather see than brick.
Okay, thanks, Angus.
But I'm fine with everything else.
Can I
think they're
say
all good changes?
Hold
one
on sec,
thing?
Joe.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I just want to see, does anyone else?
I just had a question in terms of looking at the photograph and then looking at the front elevation drawing. And it may be just a trick of the eye, but it just seems like it's wider. But maybe it's the dormers that are new that those 3 windows make the whole thing look a lot wider.
Oh, that's interesting. It's exactly the same width, and the dormers are actually they're existing dormers that are on the building. It's just the perspective of this front photo, and they don't come. The
They're not coming
dormers,
closer?
no, they're not coming closer to the street. In fact, if you look at the side elevation, we actually added a secondary dormer here, and on this side we've lengthened it, but we've held that edge. So I think it's an optical illusion.
Thanks, Joe.
Sure. The only thing I was going to point out relative to the bungalow comments is that this one definitely has some large overhangs and exposed rafter tails, and it's been somewhat poorly maintained. And the intention here is to improve all of that, repair anything that's damaged. And on the addition that was approved, we're emulating those details, and we're bringing back a porch that had previously been enclosed. And I was hopeful that the brick foundation would be a minimal ask, considering it's probably going to have landscape plantings around it. It was just my client, the incongruency between the brick and the CMU or scored concrete just didn't seem to align with what they're looking for. And given that they had brick existing on the chimney versus like a block chimney that they purged, the narrative I had in my mind was that they didn't want to spend the money on doing the brick foundation, but they wanted to celebrate the brick chimney, and that the house and the other details kind of warranted the brick. I mean, it might be a reach, but that was the thinking.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
I'm of a mind, I think we're at the point where concerns have been stated. The foundation brick should be celebrated with the chimney brick, and bungalows weren't just old CMUs, although I do prefer the old style that you could cut yourself with a Sears cutter. But I think we're ready for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve as submitted.
Okay, on your motion.
Aye.
Let's see, Carrie,
Aye.
Dale,
Aye.
Angus.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. You're good to go, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, that is going to move us over to 38 Orange. You guys, we have a really good chance of wrapping this thing up by 8 o'clock if we focus. Not to say we haven't been focused like lasers all night long. Matt,
How are you?
Matt, did you want a screen share?
I would love to.
You have to log in,
Well,
just sign in rather.
So if I could, Mr. Chair, as this
Please.
is uploading here. So this is technically an as-built. So this was a garage. Yeah, we added a second floor to on 38 Orange. And basically the second floor window head casing is slightly taller than it was in our approved plans. For some reason, this isn't cooperating with me. So could you actually just scroll down? Because this thing's not.
It's so,
Yeah, Matt, I think we could just go right to the image.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we want to thank Eagle Eye Nikki for picking this up, but
It was a failed
yeah, it's
inspection.
pretty- I think it's a
I
variation.
don't think it
of
was a
about an
failed
inch.
inspection.
yeah.
And I think the contractor was very good. He just increased the height of it just so it butted up against. Yeah, there you go.
So guys, what do we want to do with this?
motion to approve, please, as submitted.
Is there anyone who would like to contest that motion?
Is there any kind of detail that could be added to it so it makes more sense? Because, I mean, it's kind of weird to have the fatter head casing than the side casing. Like some,
We could try to add like a little cap to it.
I mean, with the wraparound gutter and all that, it seems like there's a certain amount of detail, and then the eave, there's that crown molding. It seems like there's room to do some sort of embellishment that would make sense of that higher height.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I mean, it's certainly something we could do. The one thing I would say with this structure in particular, so there is the gutter wraparound and the rake does fly slightly. With the dormers themselves, you'll notice it's a square cut rafter, so there's a bit of a departure. The intent being that, you know, these were added at a later date and were less detailed, if you will. So
Man, I think you can thank the cupola. It is a focal point. It draws the eye. You don't even see this.
yeah.
I understand, Angus's concern, but I think I personally am not concerned with it. Does anyone have any concern with that detail? And if not, can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, and you have the option to add a bed detail molding to
That
it.
is a great
Thank you very
idea.
much. Very much.
Great idea. Was that Carrie?
No, that's the next applicant. I just.
Okay, next applicant. You're gonna please hold.
That's my motion.
Let's see. So on that, it's gonna be sitting Carrie. No, Connie. I think. And on your motion, Abby,
Aye.
Angus,
Aye.
Dale,
Aye.
Connie,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, there you
Thank
go,
very
Matt.
much.
Let's see, 10 Meadowview Drive,
Zoran is online.
Ed Dormer, Penn Roof.
We did look at this, didn't we?
Yeah, you said something about the dormers were not 3 feet off the ridge.
They're not. They're too big.
Let's see, this is 10 Meadowview.
Yes.
Zoran, you there?
Yes.
Okay. We looked at this. When did we look at this? It's a new application.
No, she looked at it, meaning.
Oh, Val did,
Val looked at it.
as part of your consent
Yeah.
review. Okay. Let's see, why don't we go right to the elevation? And are these, Zoran, I have a question. Are these the elements you've drawn partially to scale?
They are.
Okay, so you're looking more to meet for instance, the window light size below, but instead of being a 12/12, there'll be a 6/6?
Yes.
Okay, and then the dormers would be, you wouldn't have these aren't bay windows of some sort, right? These are meant to be dormers with only, there won't be corner boards coming down on the front facade?
There's nothing on the side elevations.
Yeah, so these are meant to be, so the corner boards would not extend down past the main roof, is that? the
No.
proposal?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so that doesn't necessarily solve anything at the moment, but it does give us a better understanding that the drawings we're going to need to get better scale drawings. On the concept, do you guys want to speak on it briefly and share your concerns? Val would go first because she had the consent.
My
and then
main
Abby.
concern was it's not 3 feet from the edge of the building. And that I understand the lining up of the windows, but I don't think that's gonna work here. Especially if you do conform to the setbacks that we require. So maybe the dormers should be a little smaller. I'm not sure what the solution is, but I don't think we can grant just a 1 foot.
Yeah.
Set in.
Zoran, just as we're going
In
forward.
theory, it's fine. The idea of dormers. Yes.
Zoran, just on, as we're going forward, you understand that the guidelines stipulate that the cheek wall would be inset 3 feet from the main structure?
Yes, that's not an issue. I just draw it like that. If you guys tell me it needs to be 5 feet, I'll make it 5 feet. It's nothing. Nobody has set any measurements there, or nor owners just wanted to make something beautiful or make their house more pretty on the front. So this is what we came up with. But again, whatever you tell me.
Okay, great. More Zorans in the new year. Abby?
Yeah, I was wondering what the height of this building is.
I will have to take a look at that, but definitely it's not like 32 or nor 29. It's a lot less than that. It's 8-foot ceilings inside on both floors. So
Does that really work out? I mean,
Matt,
I'm not sure that unless these dormers are coming right off the roof plane, which I guess they are. To me, it's a little overkill on this little salt box. I could imagine. I mean, the middle of the window doesn't hit the eaves, and I think doing 2 windows and 2 dormers, it's just overwhelming this little cottage. And I think it doesn't really need a little gabled roof over the front door. I think keep it simple. And those are my thoughts. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Abby. Let's see, Angus.
Yeah, just look at the guidelines. It's 3 feet off the gable end, setback a foot from the eave minimum, dropped from the peak of the roof. It needs to be represented in all the elevations. I agree about the pent roof above the front door. I don't think that's necessary. And the fenestration is going to want to match. I.e. not having 6/6 over 12/12. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. So it looks like Carrie, or Joe, you're gonna be on this one.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to what everybody's said so far. I agree with everything that's been stated.
Okay, thanks. Bill, did you go? Yeah, you did. So Zoran, basically what you need to do is go in the office, speak with staff, take a look at some of the drawings that show dormers. Take a drive around the neighborhood, look at porches over front doors of this nature, that it's a kind of a, this has got a formal frontis with columns and whatnot. And then draw something up better to scale, and make sure you include that the corner boards don't extend down, that on the dormers, that the dormers are inset 3 feet, and on your own, take a side view, and as if you peeled back the exterior wall, create a section so you make sure that what you're drawing is something that can actually work. Include 412 pitch roof versus 512, which is typical. Adjust the fenestration. Don't be afraid to make photocopies there at the office, and then cut and paste like they used to do in the old days. So we need to see basically drawing that is drawing, literally technique and scale that's a little tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Nice first attempt. We appreciate the effort. But
Make
it's
sure
gotta
you
be,
can.
gotta be tightened up, and the front porch needs to be addressed in a way that's sympathetic to the concerns of the board, and also is much more accurate as to what you propose, okay?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah,
real quickly, he's working off of the only set of plans in the building file.
Okay.
And then, my apologies, I failed to go over the east and west elevation with him. I totally missed that.
that's all right.
But
I made a
but that,
guideline here.
And hopefully, Zoran, you didn't draw on the originals.
No, no, I made copies.
so that's
I'm
why
teasing you.
so that's why the height isn't on there. It's one of the original plans. It's
Okay, so we can
just
scale off,
FYI.
add the heights, so on and so forth. I think you got the idea, and take a look at some of the other applications that have been turned in recently to HCC. It'll give you a good representation. With all that said, we need a motion, please, to hold for revisions.
So moved.
On your motion,
I'm an aye.
Angus,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye, I'm an aye.
Al,
All right.
and I'm an aye. All right, so Carrie's up on the next one, and Connie.
Well, 74 Monomoy Workshop APD is not online. I think so. And either is Courtney McKechnie for 14 Lions.
Well, we're getting closer to before 8 o'clock. 100 are Wawinnet.
And Botticelli and Pole is not online.
Matt, 7 Orange Street.
Stand by Matt McEachern.
And then is Tori with us?
And Tori is here, yes.
Okay, so we'll do those two, and we'll see if somebody pops in, and if not, we'll be headed out for dinner.
Yeah.
Where are we? 7?
Pizza's on Ray. No?
It's 5 is next door.
So 74 didn't show up?
No show.
Okay, with your permission, Mr. Chair, I'll begin.
Please.
Okay, so this is 7 Orange Street. So 5 Orange is right next door. Beautiful brick gambrel structure. So this is a proposed new dwelling infill structure. We've actually spent, the owner of the property is very much a architectural history fan, if you will. And we've spent probably the better part of 9 or 10 months really going over every detail of this house. One of the things that's really critical to him and us is where it is an infill, being on Orange Street, on Lower Orange, that the structure is contextual, that it fits in with the context in terms of the streetscape. We've had the entire street scanned on both sides, which is a great resource because it shows vegetation, power lines, and all the existing structures, and we can measure them accordingly. So the structure is over 30 feet, and we will, assuming you're in favor of this, we would be going to the ZBA to get a variance. And the primary reason for this is just for the continuity, if you will, of the streetscape. So with that, wanted to just give you a little bit of background. As far as the structure, the design of it is concerned, I did meet with Holly before we submitted this and read her comments, which were really thorough. She actually sent me some additional information, which is really helpful. There were 2 previous homes on the site. One, we believe, was demolished somewhere around 1870, and that is really what we're modeling this structure after. And that structure actually has a 3/5 bay, which is something I haven't seen previously. There are historic photographs that show that structure. It's really, there's just one photograph, and it's really difficult to make out, but you can see that it's there. After that, Charles H. Robinson built a high Victorian structure with a protruding bay. It was very ornate, beautiful, beautiful structure, very, very tall. And that was demolished, we believe, sometime around 1920. So just in terms of context, what this design is modeled after is that 3/5 bay. And it is a gambrel, which that original structure was. There are no 3rd floor dormers, which was something that we debated and drew, but then ultimately felt like it wasn't being architecturally faithful to the original. The rear L does telescope, but it is all 1 story. There are some elements on the back of the structure, specifically the wrought iron Juliet balcony, which is modeled after the greater light. Tried a few different incarnations of that and felt like that was the most appropriate. So with that, I'd love to just show you some of the streetscape images. As this loads, here we go.
Hey, Matt, stop and focus at 2830 for a moment when you get to it.
20.
That would never get approved by the HTC today.
What, the historic photo?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's brilliant. Beautiful. And Charles H. Robinson obviously is a bit of a rock star. So this image I thought was very telling. Again, this is really what we based everything off of, is that streetscape. It's a sloped street. We put all the ridge heights. And again, this is a 3D scan, so this is accurate. Also shows the vegetation, shows the power lines, which I thought was interesting, something we kind of disappear in our heads when we look at these plans. We placed the new structure in the streetscape. And again, our goal was to have it be contextual with all the surrounding structures. Also being mindful of the structure that's located just behind us to try to maximize as much visibility of that structure as possible. In terms of like the details, the pane size, color scheme, all of that is rooted in architectural, Nantucket precedent, if you will. So with that, look forward to comments from the board, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, is there any questions for Matt?
So, Matt, you mentioned through the chair, you mentioned the 3/5 that was an inspiration for this. Do you have that image? Is that part of? I saw an image before the Victorian, but it looked like a 3/3.
There is an image. It is very difficult to make out the first floor, but we did find basically a hand drawing of the structure, which shows it as a 3/5 bay. I'm trying to scroll down to this. So we don't actually have a photograph, but we do have a hand drawing, but because it wasn't a photograph, we didn't think it was relevant.
On 9,
Must have burned.
Here it is.
9, page 9,
That one, right?
Yeah. See, this looks like 3/3 here.
It does. I'll see if I can find the.
We're there with you.
What happened?
Yeah, it's based off of a hand drawing, which we can submit. Again, because it wasn't a photograph, we didn't think it was relevant, but it does show the 3/5. Understanding it's a unique combination, but that's really what the basis was. And that's, again, this owner is really obsessed with the history.
So again, through the chair, there have only been 2 structures here, the Victorian and then this older one here.
Correct. Yeah, which predates the Victorian.
And that really looks like 2 windows and a door and then 3 windows above.
How the heck can you?
I know, I
make
couldn't
that
quite
out?
make it out.
So what's
Does
what are
it
you
have
driving at?
shutters?
Well, evidently this design that is very unusual of 3 bays over 5 bays is based on the building that was here before. And I'm just saying that looks like a typical 3/3.
Did it have shutters?
What else you got, Angus?
Oh, that was just my question piece. I am holding comments for now. Thanks.
I'll
Don't
go.
hold them for too long.
I'll go can I go?
Matt, we have some comments too.
Oh, yeah. Does Mickey want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, Mickey.
Thank you. Okay, so we were struggled with this notion of putting a gambrel right next to an existing gambrel. And we found in the guidebook, The Building with Nantucket in Mind, that the quote that says, because only a few gambrel and hip-roofed buildings were constructed during the whaling era, they should not be used indiscriminately in historic Nantucket. In other words, I think they're saying use them sparingly, and just put one right next to another one is a little concerning, I guess. So looking at more of the details, the two-story bay, I get the purpose of it through in a stairway. A single-story bay might be fine and be an interesting feature on the building, but the two-story one is really unusual. I'm not sure you see that if you do anywhere on the island. And definitely the concern about the 3 bays over the 5 bays, as Angus mentioned. There's another the window boxes mitigate this a little bit, but it does look like there's a fair amount of shingle space between the lower windows and the upper windows. Maybe there's a tall ceiling, I'm not really sure. And then on the 3rd floor of the gambrel, in the gable ends, the sort of half arched tops of the windows, they're sort of unusual also and don't seem to fit in anywhere. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Abby?
Yeah, I'm gonna check off the things Mickey already said, so I don't repeat. So, when I initially saw this, I thought it was quite a handsome building, but it reminded me of something on Woodbury Lane that is a little bit suburban, and the reasoning is because of those 3 windows over, a 5 bay. And so that is concerning to me. The additive massing in the back is such a departure from the main mass. It doesn't, it's almost, and having the smaller one in the middle and the taller one at the end seems like it's not telescoping. And I think the added thing at the end, you don't even need that, the little big open porch. And I think the middle piece with all the glass, it's going to light up like a light bulb. And I don't think that's going to be very historic. And I think the half rounds in the 3rd floor are a bit arch for, it's a bit much. So those are my main concerns. Thank you.
Thanks, Abby. Let's see, Val.
Can I go?
Carrie, go ahead.
Thank you. I am of the mindset that this should not be competing with its 2 very important neighbors. The brick gambrel next door is very old and should, in my own mind, be a little bit more prominent than an infill gambrel and then next to the Unitarian Church. Yes, there is that little house set back, but this sort of seems to be saying, trying to compete and trying to whatever. It seems larger to me. It seems taller than the one next door. And while that is one sort of strategy to sort of blend in, I don't think an infill building should blend in next to 2 very important historic structures, but more be a little bit subordinate to it. This one reminds me of the one on Fair Street, the gambrel on Fair Street, that I don't think is very successful because it seems to have very tall proportions that don't seem historically correct. And the 3/5, yeah, even if it's in a sketch, it doesn't mean that it's right to do. I agree with the other guys' comments about the other things that they hit on. Thanks.
Thanks, Abby.
I went, remember?
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were saying something and then Carrie wanted to go. No, Val?
No, but I said a lot.
Okay.
Am I the only person left?
Nope, there's just a little old me after you.
Okay. Feel free to go then. Let me just keep looking because my computer died.
Yeah,
Oh,
Matt, the structure for me is, I appreciate the effort. I think it's a handsome structure. I think the 3/5 is problematic for a variety of reasons, many of which were stated. It's also just from the gable ends, the gambrel ends, I should say. it looks like it overwhelms the site. This person is into the history of the site. I would strongly suggest they consider rebuilding that Victorian. I would be all over that.
Yeah.
It is, and it kind of goes against what Carrie just said, because it will overtake in a way the other
Not if the
structures.
proportions
but-
are right.
Hold on a minute, Carrie. But in a way that I think is more harmonious. And I'm not suggesting you have to do that, but boy, that would solve a lot of problems. It's gonna be hard for the HCC to say no to that. And
the proportions are right, it'd be great.
I think you've got some challenges with this one that are gonna be difficult. Val?
I love it. Especially the main part, the back, I'm not so sure, because I think you might see that the way the building next to this is set back. But the main mass itself, I think, is great. And the 3/5 doesn't bother me. Like, I don't know, it's individual, just saying.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Matt, if I can just clarify, if you take, and you don't need to do it now, but if you take a look at the side elevation of the proposed structure adjacent on the right side as you're facing it, which is towards Main Street, and the immediately adjacent gambrel end of the existing brick structure, that's where I'm saying there's just, it's a huge change, and it's accentuated by the fact that they're the same style structure. So for me, that really jumps out, and you see it in the perspective of the aerial perspective of the proposed new looking up Orange Street at an angle, and then you see the existing structure in the images, real life images. So I just want to be clear when I say that I think there's a conflict there, and that is, it's a size-wise comparison of the two. And it also relates to the amount of fenestration. It may even relate to the texture, because the brick has got a different texture and so on and so forth. It sounds like there's a lot of information shared, and we're going to ask to hold for revisions.
Can I share a little more information?
As long as it's not pedestalist, but architectural design elements.
Yeah.
Just get
So
me.
I think you read Holly's comments
Yes.
about the variation of styles. There's part of it that's traditional, Nantucket, and then Victorian details, and then this gambrel thing. And it's like, just choose one and go with it. But another thing is this, like the bay window is more that Victorian element, or maybe even anything that is like a later addition, but it would be 1 story, not 2 story, and it wouldn't be split level. That's a real departure. And the stair, I know it's inside, but it's completely visible from the outside. It's just so disturbing to see, a stair right inside the window, on the first and second floor. So anyway, yeah.
Val, go, and then we're going to wrap up.
No, it's fine. I'm just listening to what Angus just said, and I'm looking at the old historic picture, and there's a 2-story bay, so I'm lost.
Yeah. We're all entitled to our opinions, Matt.
I want to be real brief. I just want to say that the original structure here was a gambrel. So in terms of the gambrel next to the gambrel, and then again, we were trying to be authentic with the 3/5. But the remaining comments, I hear you. I mean, I do think it's an appropriate period piece. We did submit photographs of pretty much every historic bay that we could find, which was interesting. There were a lot of fascinating examples. So the supposition is that this was something that would be added later, but the core of the architectural heritage of the house still stays intact. So, but I think I got a lot of great feedback. So thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Let's see, Angus, I heard a motion to hold for revisions from you.
That is the motion.
Thank you. On your motion?
Aye.
Abby?
Aye.
Val?
Aye.
Carrie?
Aye.
Okay, we're on to
Thank you very
17
much.
Sherburne Turnpike.
Yes, and Tori
Is Tori
Ask
here?
her to unmute now. There she is.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Tori.
Thank you for taking the time.
All right, when you're ready.
Okay, great. We are proposing two different items. A driveway gate at Sherburne Turnpike at the top of the hill. As you may recall, when Sophie was describing the topography of 19, these lots go way down the hill from the road. So the outdoor shower, I don't think is a concern and won't be visible from anywhere, as you can see from the street view photos provided. But the driveway gate is proposed at the road currently, and we've provided a similar one in the neighborhood that he likes the design of and modeled that off of the design. So with that, I'll take your comments. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I got a question before Val, you go, with your comments. Tori, the gate is gonna in-swing on the drive?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll address that in a little bit. Val, go ahead.
The reason that this wasn't on consent is because I went up there and there are no other gates in this area on this street. When you turn the corner on Sherburne Turnpike, there's a few. And there's maybe a few on Cliff Road in the immediate area, but more than that, it's the posts are there and it's right on the street. If we were gonna even consider letting a gate happen here, it would have to be down the driveway, not right on the street like this. It's just uncharacteristic of the area. The outdoor shower, I don't care about, but that's the reason I didn't put it on consent.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. So the board is going to be myself, Angus, certainly Val, Connie, and Joe. Before we get into this, I got to point out, Tori, this driveway rather steeply pitches into the lot from Sherburne, such that this gate, when opened, will be floating probably between 2.5 and 4 feet above the driveway.
Understood.
So I'm reluctant to even open this up for discussion until a solution for that. Well, I guess we could open it for discussion, because if people agree with Val and Angus, then this isn't going to be a further discussion. But
And
I did
through
want
you,
to point
Mr.
out, I did want to point that out because it's not a detail that is typical, to have a gate opened like that and be floating in the air.
Yeah, understood. If you'd like me to respond to that, Mr. Chair.
You
We
can
would
briefly.
we would facilitate, some sort of receiving end, whether it was a post in the ground with a post down to hold the gate open.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more of the aesthetics of it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So Val, you spoke. Angus, you kind of commented, but why don't you speak?
No problem with the outdoor shower. That's fine. It's the gate. I mean, I drove all over this neighborhood, Sherburne Turnpike, Lincoln Circle. They're just like, they're far and few between. And the slope as well was a concern of mine. So
Okay,
anyway.
thank you. Let's see, Connie.
I know that no one has a concern about the outdoor shower, but where, I guess there's no picture of where it is or what it is, and it's not, I guess, visible, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, is it in the front of the house or?
The site plan there.
Yeah, so it's forward of the cottage that is to the left of the driveway as you pull in.
Oh, I see. That little
Just,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
No,
Again,
it's
no
good.
concerns on the shower, but I do have the similar concerns on the gate.
Okay, Joe?
I was gonna say I'm on the fence about the gate, but that seemed kind of.
What did he say?
I realized I hadn't said that before, so I had to say it. I think whenever we can move a gate away from the street, it benefits everybody. Also, just people, delivery trucks pulling in and things like that. There are practical benefits. So I could see this sliding, closer to the front yard setback. I think that would be helpful. And maybe there's a way that you manipulate the driveway contours so that the gate ends up not being on such a steep part of the driveway, and it mitigates the scenario that Stephen described where the ends of the gate are out floating a couple feet in the air. So I would be more in favor if it were moved back, and maybe there's a cross section that shows the driveway slope and a side view of the gate. We usually see these gates with just like you've drawn at a front elevation, but I don't know that we've ever seen a side elevation when it's open. But in this case, it might be relevant. I guess it's sort of like the proposed gate photo that you have. And I was curious about the visibility of that shower too. It all looks like there's a lot of vegetation that's existing that would hide it. I think topos in general would help you. That's it. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe. So I have no concerns with the shower. I agree with the concerns with the gate. I don't think a gate is approvable in this location.
Could I comment to the
this-
commissioner's responses?
Excuse me, just let me finish, Tori.
Sure.
This location, I mean, the location on the site, but the site itself. Both. Did you want to say something, Tori?
Yeah, I would love to respond to your comments. We are more than happy to move it back. If it would be possibly considered as an approval through staff, would you suggest maybe down behind the setback line closer to like maybe the back of the garage or kind of behind that setback line, property line?
Tori, I'm reading the room and there's no support for a gate there. I mean, on the site.
I just thought that you all said moving it back was more appropriate.
Well, no, we didn't all say. Two people have mentioned moving it and there's three people who think no. So I'm just trying to convey to you what you don't have the benefit of reading the room is that there isn't support as a majority for a gate at this location.
Okay, could I
is that a
just
correct
ask one more
assessment?
further question for clarification?
If it were here,
She can't see
Angus,
that.
there isn't support for it to be on the site.
Steve, could I please ask a question?
You may ask a question.
Great, thank you. We are perfectly happy putting it at the bottom of the hill, which would be
Okay,
almost,
Tori, are you asking a question?
yes, I'm leading to the question with a comment that the client is comfortable with so that you're fully informed.
We understand that the client is comfortable relocating the fence, the gate rather, because
So
Joe's
to
on the
your-
fence. He can't
So
relocate.
to your
So
point,
we
and to
understand
Joe,
that he's willing to relocate it.
okay, could I just finish my comment, please? Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the board. We would be more than happy to put it at the bottom of the hill where the discrepancy between the posting down would be less than 12 inches that you described as a concern at the top of the hill, and the visibility would be significantly less from the road. Would
Okay,
anyone be considerate of that rendition?
Please don't engage her. Thank you, Tori. Do we have a motion?
Motion to hold for revisions? Well, here's the thing. How do we handle that? It's one application for two different things that are
Yeah.
unrelated. And there, I think the onus is on you guys to produce some kind of a gate that is in the area, and I don't see any out there, but I didn't go down Hinckley or anything.
Yeah, my concern is that we're redesigning this at the table without the context of what's down the hill, closer to the house, where the driveway bifurcates. There's no landscaping shown there. There's nothing. It's just floating in space relative to the landscape materials. The application is for a gate near the street. This is not about moving it 5 feet or 10 feet further in. The consensus, as I understood it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that a gate on the street is inappropriate in this location. So I would suggest that we act on what's in front of us. And if they want to come in with a gate located further in, then the onus is, as you said, Val, upon the applicant and the agent to present drawings and images that show a cohesive plan, fully formed, that we can act on instead of spending 15 or 20 minutes discussing just to understand.
May I comment on that?
No, Tori, we're done. We're moving on. We're in board discussion to determine the outcome.
I would make a motion to hold for revisions.
Okay. Fine.
Can I second to ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Could we make a motion to approve the outdoor shower and not the gate?
Yes, we can.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yep, we can.
That could be part of my motion.
They can always come in.
Hold
with
the
a-
gate for revisions and approve the
Well,
outdoor
no,
shower.
the gate would by default be, they would need to
separate
come in.
A separate
What
application.
we are then conveying is that it clearly to the general public in this area, that a gate on this area of Sherburne Turnpike is not approvable by the HDC. So that was part of what I thought the consensus was.
Yeah,
I
it
may
is.
have misunderstood that.
No, that's the way I read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair?
What do we want to do?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the outdoor shower, but not approve the gate
In the present area.
in the present context. Yeah.
And just to be clear, if they want to come back with it inside the site in a comprehensive plan that shows us all the information we need to make a decision, then we can act on it. On your motion,
Aye.
Angus,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and I'm an aye.
May I ask a facilitation question, please?
Go ahead.
There was a motion on the floor from Angus that was not voted on. And then we switched to Connie's motion. I'm
Angus,
just
did you
asking if
withdraw
we,
your motion?
could I just finish my question, please?
No, Tori, you try to manhandle this process and it's very frustrating.
I am not
You
manhandling
point-
anything. I'm
Tori,
asking
thank
a
you. You
question.
don't- Tori, thank you. You don't have the floor. You made a
Wow.
point. You made a point. You are.
I did not get to
a
make my
sec-
point because you
Thank
didn't let
Tori.
me speak again, Steve, which is your.
Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Tori. Angus, did you retract your motion?
I retract it.
Did you? Okay, thank you. All right. We're moving on to minutes. And I just want to say, one of the things that came up and the reason it's on the agenda to be discussed in the future is incomplete applications. If this application comes back, it is not to be brought in front of the board unless it is complete. And that is a statement with basis based upon past practices that we experience. All right, approve the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of December 9th and December 16th?
I will make that motion.
Thank you. The members present and Joe, Angus on your motion,
Aye.
Val.
I'm not making a decision. I didn't read them.
Okay, so you can abstain or say no. Abstain. Connie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and I'm a no. Just, I haven't read them. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Well, no, I don't want to abstain. I'm gonna no, because I didn't. Next HCC meeting, January 13th, old business. We'll announce our new meeting time rules there at that meeting, and I think that's it. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thanks, Val. It'll be the 4 members present. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody.